a brand new decade, time really does fly. Stronger bosses and stronger equipment, we'll really have to try. 24 full years of questing, making dead we've never been. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2010. Welcome back to March 15th, 2010. It is time for familiarization. Unlocked it last episode. Gonna get a whole bunch of charms. Starting here talking to Pickup Sticks. Hello here. Welcome to my humble abode. How can I help you? Talk about Pick and Mix. I'm here to talk about the obelisks that Pick and Mix is investigating. I'm my apprentice, Pick and Mix. He's coming along quite nicely, learning the art of familiarization. So, what's it all about? Well, we druids have been gathering raw shards from the spirit plane for a while now. Recently, however, the mini obelisks have been starting to sparkle when familiars have been spotted stopping us, returning with shards. If you could help us out, that would be great. And how can I help? Just speak to Pick and Mix. He'll be investigating one of the phenomena. Okay. Bye. And then actually, where is he? Find obelisk. So, where is Pick and Mix? He's off investigating another of those obelisk phenomena. Can you tell me where? I can try. Pick and Mix, Pickup Sticks enters a trance. A large cave dwelling full of bustling small people with pickaxes. I see a bank. What does that mean? Sorry, I don't really know what happens when I give those visions. I don't do anything embarrassing, do I? Not entirely. Bye. Small people with pickaxes. That's dwarves. Dwarven bank. That's Keldegrim. I'm gonna pop on over to Keldegrim. We are prepared as we could possibly be here. One, for getting to places, and two, for being able to make use of the triple charms we're about to get. We've got the Ooglog Infinite Run Pool activated. We got Artic Cloak to get over here to the Fairy Rings. Got our Lunar Staff, Crystal Bow for fighting the Water Fiends. And the Enhanced Excalibur for healing a bit. We've got Fire Staff for doing alks of the other Water Fiend drops. We're just really, really prepared here. Getting into Keldegrim, so you go all the way through here. Could also went to like the Grand Exchange and taken the cards or something. Also technically an option. Travel with the boatman here. This gets us immediately into the city. And over by the bank means over by the bank. So we're gonna go over by the bank. Not gonna do anything with the bank, obviously, but here we are. A mini obelisk, sparkling and doing stuff. Here is Pick and Mix. Hello. Where are they? They haven't come back yet. Who? The other druids. Pickup Sticks will be most upset. They went to gather raw shards from the spirit plane, but they're either not coming back at all or coming back empty-handed. Apparently there's lots of shards now scattered around to be picked up, but the familiars in the realm aren't happy about the situation and are trying to stop anyone who tries to get them. I don't see any druids around here. Well, you wouldn't, would you? They're not here. They went to the spirit plane to gather raw shards. Pickup Sticks will go spare. This keeps happening. Right. And why is the obelisk sparkling? It's active. When it's active like this, we druids are able to enter the spirit plane to collect raw spirit shards. As in, just stroll in to the spirit plane. No, no, no. We use our mental fortitude and focus to penetrate the spirit realm. Our physical bodies stay here in this world. We call it familiarization. Is it difficult? No, but it can be mentally exhausting. Of course, it has no effect on anything in this world, though. Now, what are the risks? Well, there's no risk to your physical form or items in this realm. Your body stays here, so you can't really die. And what are the limits of this mental focus you speak of? Well, Pickup Sticks says it's quite mentally exhausting to maintain your focus on staying in the spirit plane. So you can only do it for a limited time and only once per week. Okay. So I'll need to work quickly. You'll find that you can only have a maximum of 60 raw shards on you at a time. Pixie says it's because they have a draining effect on your mental focus. Any other effects inside the spirit plane? Well, you won't be able to go running around willy-nilly in there. Take your time and conserve your run energy. At least that's what Pickup Sticks teaches. That won't affect me when I get out? No, not at all. And any limitations on what I can take with me? Not really, but physical enhancements will not benefit you in the spirit plane at all. So nothing is actually needed. It's all about the mental focus you have. Not true. Infinite run. And that's about something else. Why do you enter the spirit plane? Get the shards. I wondered that too, till Pickle Sticks told me. You know, of course, the spirit shards are made from chips of summoning obelisks. No, I've never examined a spirit shard. Chips of obelisks. Well, that's where they're from. Chipped off summoning obelisks. But as I was saying, have you ever seen any obelisk in the land that's been chipped? Now you come to mention it, no. Exactly. However, we found the shards from this realm don't work properly to bind a spirit. It's between realms, so we have to use shards from the spirit plane. Ah. And where do all the spirit shards we use come from? A large obelisk in the spirit plane. Now the druids have been returning. There should be a lot of raw shards just scattered around there. Wow, so they're just lying around. Why can't you make them another way, though? We tried everything we can think of. Seems unless they come from the spirit plane in their raw form, they're not attuned to it. So they can't act as a link between realms through which to summon a familiar. And who collects these shards? Some of the braver druids use all their mental skills to enter the spirit plane, collect raw shards from the obelisk there. Then we attune those raw shards to this realm to create a link. It's not easy and requires great mental focus. So, what's the problem? Well, just recently, we've been having rogue spirits appearing in Gillinor. There have been increasing numbers of these incursions, and now our druids aren't all returning from the spirit plane with shards. I mean, they're being eaten? Oh, no. Their corporeal form stays here. Only their essence travels to the spirit plane. Seems that the familiars there are stopping them from taking any raw shards. Interesting. There's a bunch of these raw shards just hanging around unclaimed. Can I help? You want to help us get shards? Sure. I'll have a go. We just mentally focus on entering the spirit plane. And now we're in. We are an evil turnip. We should avoid thorny snails and compost mounds and collect spirit shards. None of that actually matters. It matters more when you don't have infinite run. Because then trying to avoid things becomes important. Because they also drain you faster or something. You have mental focus. That also gets drained. That's just what is drained by these guys. There's a thorny snail. And basically we just run around in the spirit plane. And all the other familiars just hanging out. And just run forever. It's pretty good. Much worse if you don't have infinite run. Can even be slightly taxing on your ability to actually get 60. So it's very convenient that this works. No complaints here. There's also more than 60 shards, so you don't need to pick up every single one, which is also nice. This makes everything a little more convenient. Shards here, shards there. Any shards over here? Over there. We got plenty of time, as we can see on our focus meter here. Let's keep running. And also as time ticks by, more and more familiars become aware of your presence. And you have to avoid even more guys. But also, not really, because we're going to be done before it's even a problem. If you just would go and stand next to the wrong ones for an extended period of time, you'd probably get kicked out eventually. Overall, just an easy run around once per week, collecting shards. Nothing else to really do in here. There's trees you can't chop. Rocks you can't mine. All the other familiars just chilling. Just part of the spirit plane. When we get all 60, we'll be brought back out. And then we get a reward, which is the fun part. Man. Pretty simple, all things considered. Good to have the run. Because it's not even just regular draining of run. It's enhanced amount of draining of run. Like if you were carrying just a whole pile of stuff. Although that also maxes out at like 65 kilograms or something. It's even faster. So you're even slower and you're walking around, slowly trying to pick up the shards. Not ideal. Man. With the infinite run, it's pretty trivial. And also probably just with, I mean, even with the later updates for even better running, it still drains quite a bit here. Probably still have the natural regen of run, but all that really doesn't matter. Technically available at lower levels, so it's also fine. More familiars are hunting us, so you need to be aware of that. Decrease our mental focus on the spirit plane. Decrease mental focus, decrease mental focus. Yep. We only need a few more shards here, so we're pretty good. 46. 47. Oh yeah. That's pretty much this. Not exactly amazingly complicated. Gets the job done. It's 50. 10 more to go. There's a few extra shards. Not like double the amount or anything. So you still need to collect most of the ones that you can see. Trying to decrease my tension. Looks like it. Compost mount. Man. A variety of different guys in here. So you only need to avoid some of them. If you even need to avoid anything. Okay. We need 3 more after that trip. There's 1. We lost a little more of that from the desert worm. 58. 59. And 60. Plenty of time to spare. Since we could run the entire time. Thanks for having so many piles of raw shards takes its toll. We are out. Talk to Pick and Mix. Thanks for getting the shards. If you'd like, I can give you a reward in return for raw shards you've collected. Yes, please. Excellent, excellent. Collected 60 piles of raw shards. Would you like triple charm drops for a while, or some summoning ingredients? Triple charm drops, please. He stares intently at you. There you go. I think that's right. At least that's what pickup sticks told me to do. Well, it lasts 40 minutes for when you tear the ticket, so get collecting charms. Come back in 5 days when you've recovered, you can help us again. If you'd like, I can tell you a bit about the obelisk and how to enter the spirit plane while they're active. Yeah, we already did that. Okay. And this is also not a ticket yet. It's just immediately active. 40 minutes. Time to go. We need to go over to Water Fiends. We're fully prepared here. Got the food, combat, equipment equipped. Everything we could hope for to go fight Water Fiends for 40 minutes. So yeah. Very good. Only works for the first charm dropped by something. So if it was some monster that dropped like 10 charms, it doesn't drop 30. It'd like drop 12. That's okay. 1 becomes 3 though. And that's the important part. Get some prayer on, because why not? And start fighting. They drop Crimson Charms very, very frequently. We should very quickly see the tripled effect here. That's gonna be great. Water Fiends. Here's Charms. 3 Crimsons. Amazing. Oh yeah. See how many of these we can get in 40 minutes here. Should be pretty substantial. And also blue charms too. That's also nice. So yeah. Let's get some stuff. And there falls off our charm luck. It's run out. So we only get one charm. We got 339 crimson and 6 blue charms. That's pretty good for 40 minutes. Well, now I think we will get more here. Crystal Bow is at 55.9%, and it's going to be going away here. So now would be the time to fight more water fiends. I also have it set up to be ranged and defense XP. Technically we could change it to only defense, but that's not technically an option yet. With melee you kind of can switch things around depending on what weapon and style an option, but it's either ranged or ranged and defense. Just gonna go with that. It's fine. This has honestly been a lot more ranged than I thought it was gonna be. Well, that's alright. Because when we kill this water fiend here, nice crit, we will be getting 2 levels at the same time. 94 Constitution, which is actually Constitution now. Wild. Nothing there, just more health. And also, 85 defense. That is just so many things. Glycite boots, battle mage armor, trickster armor, vanguard armor, Tetsu armor, sea singer armor, deathless armor, superior Tetsu armor, superior death, lotus armor, superior sea singer armor, natural instinct, static glove, dragon gloves, mag glove, reef walker's cape, leviathan ring, refined animal core armor, nightmare gauntlets, carapax wrist wraps, strike bow, assail insurgent ring, and the jaws of the abyss. None of these things exist, but some of these things could be potentially very, very useful for us in the future. But not anything right now. And we just barely managed to get to these at the exact same time also by strategically turning off defense XP for a little bit. Crystal Bow is at 1.2%. And now it's gone. Here is Crystal Weapon. Can't attack this water fiend that's blasting us, my goodness. Just punch this to death. Do we have anything we can fight it with? It's a technically an offhand sword. Use magic. Should probably just get out of here, realistically. To the house. Just stop getting attacked by water fiends. That's a good plan. Anyways, with that complete, we now have a crystal weapon seed. Not really worth anything, and we're not going to turn it back into a crystal bow because of reasons. We're just going to drop it. And some other stuff, too. So we can go train summoning. We got 51 blue charms and 1,825 crimson charms. So, that's pretty good. I'm going to get that going. Mithril bars for Mithril Minotaurs. Granite for Granite Monsters. Also got 1.4 million coins from the Water Fiend's drops of cash and alks. Which seems like a lot. Push the cash stack up to 7.3 million coins. But we're going to be spending a lot of that on the summoning here. Specifically, I'm just going directly in here and immediately purchasing all the spirit shards with all the money. It's going to need more than that. So we're going to be alking, getting shards back, buying more shards. It's going to be great. 81 summoning. Look at that. Well, that is later Adept Blood Rager and Nightmare Muspa. 82 summoning. That is Adept Deathslinger and Demon Familiars later. 83 summoning. That is actually a few things. That is the Spirit Dagonoth. Uses a Crimson Charm, Dagonoth Hide, and 1 shard. Not really worth making. Just a combat guy. Combat special attack scroll. The Lava Titan, which is a blue charm, obsidian charm, and 219 shards. Gives an invisible fire making boost, invisible mining boost, can teleport you to the lava maze, does some combat, and has a combat scroll. In general, really good for mining, mostly. So that's something. And later, Adept Stormbringers in Daemonheim. Wow, I wonder where that is. Here is the last charm for the last Granite Lobster. Really got quite a bit done there. 83 and almost a half. Pretty cool. Now that, and see that we used up all the money and then some, bought more shards and everything. Ended up with the cash stack down at 4.6 million coins, which is still pretty good. We definitely could have more, but summoning XP. Just training the latest skill. Added to the game, getting some levels here. Foreshadowing. Anyways, now it's time for updates. So, sit down here in this hole for a little bit. Why not? On March 17th, 2010, Players Gallery, themed around carnivals and stuff. Very colorful and everything. And Clan Celebration Month is going to be the theme for the next month's Player Gallery. On March 19th, 2010, big ticket prize draw reminder. Be a member or send in a postcard to get your name added in with the other million-plus people for a chance to get a trip to Jagex. On March 21st, 2010, Clan Submissions page blog. It's got events and interviews. It's going to be a bigger blog next month for the whole Clan Celebration Month. Lots of clan stuff. Lots of clan stuff. On March 23rd, 2010, patch notes. Stopped a perpetually moving boulder. Fixed agility obstacle and scythe animations. Moved an NPC that was dying in a wall. And improvements to the lobby. In other news, the Rune Guardian can now change colors. Whether that was previously a thing, it now works when you use it on them or something. And the Rune Guardian can also change the color of Infinity Robes to match one of the 4 elemental looks. So if we went and did a whole bunch of that Mage Training Arena, we could color the Infinity. Assuming it also would be stored in the house, but I'm not going to do that. Also over in the house, you can now store up to 15 pets, if you have the high enough pet storage things. And the Helmet of Trials and the Mask of Dragath Nern can now be stored in the costume room. We'd have to see which of the storages those go into, because we don't have infinite in one of them still, but not a problem. Mjolnirs from the Hot and Cold Key are now reobtainable. That's going to be very useful in the future, but not right now. Extreme potions are allowed in safe clan wars. Duplicate Shattered Heart statues in your player-owned house have been removed. And if you build it again, you'll go back to the previous state. Unless you already removed the duplicate statues, then you don't get anything. We didn't do any of the Shattered Heart, so we don't need to worry about that. Also, the update wouldn't have happened anyway, so... Main update for today, Fish Flingers. A new D&D about fishing, shockingly enough. Happens every 90 minutes at Catherby and also the Fishing Guild. You can go in up to 10 times per week. Plus there's also like extra tickets, so more than 10, up to like 15 or something. But yeah, you go in, talk to a fisherman there, go to an island where you need to figure out the correct location, bait, hook, and distance combinations to catch 6 different fish. Catch the biggest ones, catch a lot of them, get points you can turn in to get a tackle box that you could then upgrade through many tiers. Holds, tools, and some bait, and some various gloves, like cooking gauntlets and the fish gloves from minigames and stuff. It's all very helpful for bank space, which we don't care about, obviously. Or you could also turn in your points for some fish, which, still, not fantastic. Significantly upgraded and updated in 2012, with more rewards that we might actually kind of care about. But again, we're already 99 fishing, so until later, kind of capped out on that. On March 25th, 2010, Halloween blog. Seems like it's far away, but they need to start working on it earlier to actually get it done in time. Put some Halloween suggestions on the forums. Obviously, no items with stats or anything unbalanced. Purely cosmetic. Purely a fun time. And also, clan support blog. Got many different clan pages. The clan celebration month, next month, still happening. The Jagex Clan Cup. New clan tools, direct communication. Much clan stuff. On March 26th, 2010, clan submission page. We got artwork, interviews, articles, fun facts. Clans! On March 29th, 2010, patch notes. Fishflinger's fixes. Barbarian Assault High Gamble no longer requires a queen kill. Dark bows can now be recolored at Barbarian Assault. Soul Wars moved on the minimap to be near mobilizing armies. For no real reason. It's still kind of there in the actual map files, so it's just kind of minimap situation. Very strange. Also, the Divine Spirit Shield always reduces damage correctly. But the main update is the Easter event. Extreme Management. Go talk to a squirrel south of Falador. Enter the hole with nothing in your inventory. Talk to Easter Bunny Jr. and Easter Bunny, the ice troll. As with all trolls, that he's named Easter Bunny because he tried to eat the Easter Bunny. Anyways, you need to fix some machines. Clean the oven, make some glazes in different colors. Train the squirrels on the assembly line. Get the Easter bird to keep making chocolate. Make some treats, deliver them to couriers in Lumbridge, Varrock, and Falador. And you'll be rewarded with rewards. Who would have thought? Holiday event, getting rewards. Shocker. This time, you get squirrel ears. Wow. With a few stuff that does. You can do a juggle squirrel emote. Squirrel just pops up, throw it around. And you can also get some squirrel minion pets. Like these. Interestingly, if you do well enough at the minigame at the end of the event, you can have 2 squirrels. Pretty much nothing else allows you to have 2 followers at the same time. That's pretty neat. Yeah. And then, if you juggle the squirrel with the other squirrels here, you now have 3 squirrels. It's getting really squirrely. Wild stuff. Spirit told me to say hello. Hello, squirrels. Wild stuff out here. Wild stuff. And we'll even get more wild in a little bit here. Look at these patrolling guards. They're not here yet. Anyways. On March 30th, 2010, the big ticket prize draw winner is being contacted. The one out of the million plus. They actually won. And the next draw will be next month. So, keep on having membership. Keep on having a chance to win. On April 1st, 2010, the Wet n Wildy theme park announced. It's being constructed near the Jagex offices as different park areas of Funbridge, Maritania, and Wildiness. It's got rides, stalls, food, attractions, and fools, because it's April Fools. They are, in fact, not building a theme park in Cambridge or anywhere else. Amusing, though. Amusing. On April 7th, 2010, Armies of Gillenor story competition winners. Over 1,000 entries. The winners got lifetime membership. The stories are going to be posted on the forums. Lots of good stuff. On April 12th, 2010, patch notes. Pet squirrel no longer shakes uncontrollably. Reduced shop price and stock restrictions on bananas, apple pies, red berries, raw carambons, cooked carambons, lobsters, and oranges. Increased chance of receiving the blood talisman from Columbarium keys. Easter event removed. XP button to show how much XP you've gained this login session. And 10 more bank spaces for members. Wow. But obviously the most interesting thing here for this update is the new skill. Dungeoneering. Look at that. New skill for members and free-to-play, which is something different. Last one of those was all the way back at rune crafting, so that's something else. Start the skill by going behind the bank here in Alcarid and taking this boat. The bridge only goes to Alcarid currently. Later on it connects here and then there's stuff, but for now, a Fremennik shipmaster here at Alcarid. A convenient location, especially since it's free to play. Or you could go and walk through the wilderness if you were so inclined. Probably don't do that. You want passage to Daemonheim? Daemonheim? Yes, the icy peninsula far to the north of here. Ice, snow, harsh winds, and no sand or swamp sludge clogging up every orifice. Are you done with questions? Can we go now? Why are you so grumpy? Grumpy, I should kill you where you stand. Ah, but that wouldn't help with this damned humidity. I need the snow in my boots and the sea wind stinging my face. That's why I want to leave. Are you ready to go to Daemonheim? Yes, please. Don't stand around, get on board. He really does not want to be here. A Fremennik in the desert. Not ideal. And here we are at Daemonheim. Graphically reworked in 2024. And that's something. Climbing up to the top. All these ruins. And chicken and ghosts. All kinds of stuff. And later, even more kinds of stuff. More things added to Daemonheim. Eventually. But the first thing we're seeing here is the rewards trader. Because Dungeoneering has rewards. Oh, hello, I didn't see. Hi, I was wondering if you could help me? Help? I'm not sure that I can, Who are you? I used to be. Yes? I just handle the, equipment. I mean, who are you? Like, what's your name? A name? You mentioned something about equipment? Yes, I did. You're quite right. I sell things, mend things. What interests you? Well, let's see what you sell then. The Dungeoneering Rewards Shop. Not all of these things exist yet. And the ones that do exist are currently twice as expensive as they should be. So, that's obviously concerning. As for what does exist, we've got the gem bag. It can hold gems. Different amounts, different gems, depending on a lot of things. But stores them, and then you could bring them to the bank. Of course, that's not something we really do. We could technically hold some gems in there. It's fine. We've also got the coal bag, which might not exist anymore because changes to mining and smithing rework. It's replaced by this thing. You can put coal in a bag. There you go. We got the magical necklaces. Arcane Pulse, Farsight Quickshot, and nope. Arcane Pulse, and then Arcane Blast, and third one in the middle somewhere. You have a third one? 15. Yeah. Most expensive necklaces? Nope. Necklaces! They give magic. Yay. We've got the longbow sight, which becomes a shield bow sight. Gives additional accuracy to longbows. Still not any good whatsoever. We got the nature and law staffs. here somewhere. I think you have a 1 in 10 chance to not use the rune, but in general, it's still better to have a fire staff for most things, because it saves 5 runes instead of a 1/10 of 1 rune. And technically they're magic weapons, but not very good. We've got the Scroll of Life, one of these. And this is farming related. When you clear dead farming patches, you have a chance to get a seed back. Also a chance to get seeds back from dead trees. But also, dead crops don't really exist anymore, so also that's changed what that does anymore. Lots of changes. We've also got the Tome of Frost, which is an offhand magic weapon which lets you have infinite water runes. Don't really have any main hand magic weapons yet, really, because staffs are two-handed in Evolution Combat, so infinite water runes, useful for some things. And then we've got the Gravite weapons, level 55, work in free-to-play, but have charges. You buy them, comes with 20% charge, then you need to recharge them, here with this guy again, for money, or less money and dungeoneering tokens. Not useful for us, too low level. Also expensive to upkeep, unfortunately. Then there's the anti-poison totem. It has anti-poison, willed in your offhand, can't be poisoned. There's the Bone Crusher. Crushes bones, gives you the prayer XP. Convenient. More useful later. There's Mercenary Gloves. Those are even still a thing. Yep. They are range gloves. Interesting. There's the Scroll of Renewal. Lets you use the level 65 prayer Rapid Renewal for faster health regen. The Scroll of Augury, which no longer exists, gives you access to Augury, which is basically magic piety. And the most impressive things in here, by far, chaotic weapons. Now, Rapier, Longsword, Maul, Staff, Crossbow, and 3 shields for each of the combat styles. These are pretty cool. Level 80. Definitely things we would want to get. Also, charges. So they cost a lot of money, or money and tokens. So, we have no tokens. So we can't really get that right now. Also requires at least level 80 to get it. Plus more. Well, that's okay. So yeah. There's definitely reasons to do this. Like, the strongest weapons in the game. Dungeoneering. It's pretty good. We got a bank here that we don't care about because we can't bank. And the Dungeoneering Tutor. Greetings, adventurer. Before we carry on, let me give you this. He hands you a ring. What is this place? This is a place of treasures, fierce battles, and bitter defeats. We fought our way into the dungeons beneath this place. Those of us who made it out alive call this place Daemonheim. Daemonheim? Yes, it resembles the Niflheim of our stories, the halls of the dead. The creatures within, however, are very much alive. Unlike my fallen brothers and sisters. And what can I do here? Beneath these ruins, you'll find a multitude of dungeons, filled with strange creatures and resources. Unfortunately, due to the taint that permeates this place, we cannot risk you taking items in or out of Daemonheim. How I survived without kit. When we were within Daemonheim, we found a number of unknown resources. You can use your skills to fashion them into armor and weapons to keep your party alive. Our contact within the dungeon can give you guidance on each of the items you find. It might even give you some gear to start you off. And why can't I take my kid in? Within Daemonheim there is a taint. The metal, wood, even the plant life are not of this world. We cannot risk exposing the surface to them. Equally, if we allowed you to take items inside, we cannot allow you to return with them. For this reason, our seers have erected a barrier. Nothing in, nothing out, without express permission. Okay? So we can't have things. That's obviously a problem. what does this ring do? Raiding these Forsaken dungeons can be a lot more rewarding if you're fighting alongside friends and allies. It should be more fun and you'll gain experience faster. The ring shows others that you are interested in raiding a dungeon. Allows you to form, join, and manage a raiding party. We've also set up rooms with specific purpose of finding a party for you. I'm going to show you. It's the fastest way into the dungeons of Daemonheim. We're fine for now. Suit yourself. And we're mostly fine for now because we literally cannot. Because we have all these things. And so, we need to not have all these things. You get to bring the ring in. That's pretty much it. Alk, the rune pickaxe. Alk, the cooking cape tea, because we don't have the hood. Alk, the amulet of ranging. Get all those aquanites to get. 27k though, that's something. Alk, the ring of life. Take off the staff and Alk that. Drop this chisel. Withdraw all the money. Teleport 5 times. And then head to Miscellanea, where we can store our coins. Alright, that's everything. They are going to take 75,000 coins every day, so we want to get this done as quick as possible here. The Ring of Kingship has the ability to teleport right back to Daemonheim, which is a nice teleport. Get to where you're going here. Pretty close to a bank if you have one of those. But in general, it's time to actually get down into the dungeon here. I'm not going to be using the grouping rooms, which nobody ever used. Instead, just open the party interface and form a party. Can have up to 5 people, and having more people is very, very important at the start here. We've got floors, starting at only floor 1 available. The deeper you go into Daemonheim, the more powerful the creatures become. As the difficulty increases with depth, so does the Dungeoneering XP reward you receive at the end of the raid. First, start Dungeoneering. Only floor 1 will be unlocked. Let's complete a raid of a floor before you can unlock the next one. You may only access a floor if you have the necessary Dungeoneering skill level. All members of your party must have the floor unlocked for you to raid it. See which floors are unlocked by all players. Look at the column that runs vertically down the screen. Column for each member of your group. We only have 1, so floor 1. There's also complexity, starting at also 1 here. The complexity of a dungeon determines how many of your skills and abilities will be tested in a raid. Choosing a lower complexity will make the dungeon more straightforward to complete. Also lower the Dungeoneering XP reward you receive at the end. When you first start Dungeoneering, complexity 1 will be unlocked. You must complete at least 1 raid each complexity before you can unlock the next. So, complexity 1 it is. And there's also size options. We actually climb down into here. That is limited. 1 by having the complexity at max, but also by your group size. To start off, we can only go in small dungeons as a single person. And also, there's been many improvements to the solo XP. In general, it used to really, really be worth it to find just anybody to get this group size up to 5. Penalties for lower average combat level, penalties for having a smaller group. The whole idea is very much try to make it an MMO, and then nobody did. Complexity 1, combat only. Armor and weapons allocated, no shop stock. Complexity 1, you just entered a dungeon. In the starting room, you'll find a smuggler to trade with, some starting supplies in your inventory, and about the room. Want to leave, there's a ladder that will take you back to the surface. For more information, speak to the smuggler. Some equipment's been allocated to you. To find out more about an item, use it on the smuggler. Okay. And the smuggler is here. He smuggles. Hail, hardcore ultimate Ironman, Artic. Need something? What can you tell me about this place? This one is less complex than most, and gives you a good introduction to Daemonheim. Combat will be the only challenge you face, so I'm giving you a selection of melee, range, and magical gear. Thanks. Very simple to start. Not entirely selfless. For me, it's a long-term investment, if you say so. Yeah, here's our starting gear here. We got offhand knives, an Argonite equipment, empowered staff, gallows leather. This is not very good stuff. Basically, the entire game is down in these dungeons. We've got new metals, we got new ores, new leathers, and just everything. Just everything. Except for really for construction. That's added later. And farming. Most of the things are down in here. So, in terms of actual weapons, we don't got much. We're gonna go with the Argonite rapier, I guess. Grab this key and some food. Also a lot of changes for inventory stuff. The key used to actually be an item. You picked up a key. The entire party now has access to this key. Wasn't originally the case. You would have the key as an item, and you'd have to get your group to work together to bring the key to where it needs to go. 2 keys, probably has. Check the key category on the tool belt. All you need to do is find the matching door. Or you can just look up in here. Also a lot of tool belt changes. Just items that exist and everything. Let's grab some food here. Off the tables, that's all they got. And get into our room. Guardian door. Doesn't gonna do anything special because it's just here. Go through the dungeon, fight things, unlock music tracks, open doors with your correct key, and then enter the next one, find another key, find a guardian door. When you try to open the guardian door, it won't unlock until all the guardians in the room have been slain. Then we go and slay the guardians in the room. Want defense XP on melee? Probably not. You can also pick up more food and stuff. They have drops. Let's get our melee combat here. Let's start with attack here. Why not? Pick up more food. Eat the food. All heals nicely. Now we can go through the guardian door. Might be able to farm at just the random farming patches, but of course there's not anything here yet. Another guardian door, you can just see that it exists before you go through. There is a sleeping on longbow. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to make our own stuff here, essentially. Higher level guys, go further in, stronger enemies. I'll unlock the door. With all the different keys, keep moving forwards. Maybe turn off auto retaliate so we don't keep running back towards enemies we don't need to fight. And just keep on coming through until you get to the boss. Enter our boss room. This is Icy Bones. He does icy attacks and stuff. There's many bosses, many things you need to worry about. I'm gonna cross these off as we get there. Icy Bones, nothing too crazy. Just some icy effects. We also are fighting relatively weak versions of the bosses, especially with changes to evolution of combat and not rebalancing the bosses very effectively. At certain points, fighting things was actually pretty dangerous, and you needed to actually grab all this food and stuff. Not currently. Also, it helped we've had a decent weapon. You're not the boss of me. Defeat the boss of floor 1 solo. There you go. And then once you've defeated the boss, you can just keep going. Should you want to proceed? Yes, and don't ask again. You've unlocked more features and opportunities with Daemonheim. You now reach complexity 2. There's base experience, prestige experience, which averages out your total XP, dungeon size, changes, bonus rooms, there are none in complexity 1, difficulty bonus, level mod, complexity minus, guide mode, get less if you die multiple times, you have your time taken, and tokens rewarded. You get titles based on how you did in the dungeon, which doesn't really make much of effect. And then you get through, you get some levels. Complexity 2. Fishing, wood cutting, fire making, cooking, armor and weapons allocated, minimal shop stock. Equipment and food have different tiers, indicating how good they are. Tier 1 being the lowest, Tier 11 being the highest. Examine them to find out. This time we're given a Corpse Thorn longbow. Examine that, it is Tier 8. Fortunately it's a longbow, so, First time complexity 1 dungeon, so you have a bonus of 84 experience. And that got us 2 dungeoneering levels, straight to level 3 here. And that unlocks floor 2. And we're now on floor 2. We're on floor 1 complexity 2. Alright. We should go to floor... I mean, does it matter? Until we get the complexities unlocked. Not really. Let's... Do we want to bind the Catagon arrows? I suppose. This would be a time to look at binding here, too. Later on, you get more options. But for right now, we get 125 of our choice of arrows or runes. We're going to choose arrows. Bind some Catagon arrows. And we'll bind the Corpse Thorn longbow for now. It's better than nothing. And later on, there's this whole bind setup system. So, that's also a thing. And now we have a bow. It's going to do better for us since range is much higher. Get a key. Get a hatchet. Also, pickaxe and axe. Special binded, etc., etc. But changed to tool belt, etc., etc. Novite hatchet. Already exists. Tool belts. The whole thing. Trade the smuggler. He now has a few things in here. Like an anti-poison, feathers for fishing, basic food and logs. So now with this axe we go chop some stuff if we wanted to. Oh, also wield this armor. We only get 1 bound actual item here until level 50. So currently we have this bow. We're gonna swap that out for a better bow at some point. Green triangle door. It's not the one we have. We're going to have to come back here later. Guardian door, shoot a rat. Pew-pew. We're starting out injured because putting on the armor gives us more health, essentially. That's alright. There's our key. Open on door. There's a tree we could chop. Just kind of need to get to complexity 6, have access to all the skills first. Guardian door. Then we'll be able to actually make some stuff. It would probably be best off making a reasonably good bow. We'll have to see if we can even accomplish making good arrows. That requires some fletching shenanigans. Nothing else in this room. I'm just gonna run back. I don't think we have rune crafting yet to make the gate stone or anything. That's another thing we'll need to get as we get higher complexity here. Also puzzle rooms. Puzzle rooms is another thing that's going to exist. Yeah, in general. Starting off nice and easy. We could go fish some blue crabs here. Those would heal quite a bit. Don't really need to. Not really too worried about it. Guardian door. Pew. Man. We can see various symbols on the maps here. Information. Lots of places. Lots of things. Let's keep going. And another room here. With the last key we have. With a small dungeon, the max size is 4x4. So that's okay. Here is the next boss. Estia Frostweb. It has a couple interesting things. Summons spiders and uses protection prayers. So, if she actually switches, we'll have to switch to a different weapon or wait. Also freezes, which is more annoying when you have only melee. Magic attack. Magic attack. Yeah, once we only get to bring our one bound weapon with us, it does make things a little bit more annoying. We need to get higher levels. At the end of the dungeon, you can also get various journals and stuff. Fill up your giant information section. All kinds of books. Continue on. Like more features and opportunities within Daemonheim, you've reached complexity 3. You can also skip this. If you have unlocked the next floor, you can now reach level floor 2. Dungeoneering, skip. Now we're level 5. And we are ready to go. Got a few more tokens. Bonus XP for the first time in complexity 2. Complexity 3. We add in mining, smithing, weapons, fletching, runecrafting, armor allocated, increased shop stock. Now your whole party can read your chat regardless of how far away they are. MMOs. Yeah, level 5 Dungeoneering. The Luminescent Ice Fiend on floor 3. Here is the improved shop stock here. Got some lower level stuff. Rune Essence. Bowstrings. More fish and bows and things. And they didn't give us any weapons here. You might find something on the table. You might not. Well, that is the danger you have to go with here. Got some Catagon knives and offhands. There's no offhand anything. That's another Evolution of Combat edition. With the rune essence in the store here, we might be able to make gate stones now, though. Let me buy and just sell some Argonite, buy some essence, craft up some cosmic runes. This one makes a bunch. Create a gate stone. We can drop it here so we can get back to the other doors more quickly. Later on, there's even more options, but for right now, we just have the one. Here's the green wedge door. That's obviously not going to do too great. Get the gate stone here, drop it. Home, teleport, or run back. Also fine. Also, just open all the starting doors, see what you're working with. Complexity 3. Yeah. Yeah. Stuff we could mine, stuff we could chop. Here is a Guardian Door and a level 98 Ranger here. Pretty cool. In theory, could find drops from the monsters too. Some better stuff. We can get some better arrows, better bow. Would speed things up quite a bit. Grab this green wedge key here. Here's some Catagon arrows. That's better than what we have. It's only 30, but that's alright. If we bind these Catagon arrows, now 125. I guess we got Catagon already. We need to upgrade that, though. That is possible later. Crimson Shield Door. So this is the point where it'd be convenient to have the second gate stone that doesn't exist yet. Because then we could put one here and then teleport back. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Stumble through the start here. Argonite Rapier. Might want that. I'll take some fish. Oh, very convenient. Put this gate stone here. This home teleport back. That should exist. Yeah, once we get everything else going here, it does become much more streamlined as things progress. Smugly. Yeah. So now we have our gate stone over at the Crimson Shield Door. So once we have this side of the dungeon completed, in theory, we'll be able to go that way and continue. Like right now. Crimson Shield key. Yoink. And then teleport to the gate stone. It's over here. Then make another one in case we want to drop it again. Continue on. Here's Icy Bones again. Easy enough. Man. Look at the available trees. We got Corpse Thorn there. We need to look through all of the dungeoneering tiers of things. See which one we really want. Since we're 99, we could technically get the best stuff, but also the best stuff doesn't exist except for drops from bosses. And the bosses that drop the best things don't exist yet. So, a lot of problems with that. In general, we can keep fighting through here. At least until we get through the full complexity system. And then, the full experience is unlocked. Okay. We get troll scrawlings. Got some mega leather van braces. Make these troll scrawlings for my journal. Troll stuff. Okay. And the dungeon. Unlocked more features and opportunities at Daemonheim. You now have reached complexity 4. Unlock the next floor. You can reach floor 3. Skip all this. We got some. And we are ready. And that also gave us Dungeoneering level 6. Complexity 4. Smithing armor. Hunter. Farming textiles. Crafting. Increased shop stock. And Dungeoneering level 6. That is all that was needed for the Three's Company saga, once that exists. Another whole thing down here in Daemonheim. Sagas. Not yet, though. Here's some stuff. Wield this leather body that we found. Some more stuff. Trade. Get some essence. Here's all these different things in here. We now have crafting stuff, too, here. That is something to be aware of. Make some cosmic runes. Create a great gate stone. Open some doors. That is gold diamond key. We can always just teleport back to. There is farming ectograss. If you want to make some mage armor. Here is crescent key here. Sigilmastics. That's the hunter guy. If you want to hunt and make some range armor, also an option. In general. Come back this way. Keep moving through the doors, which is as quick as possible. Guardian door, fight the guys. Here's mysterious shades. And a cave slime. Slayer kind of things. A couple different Slayer monsters. And things that require Slayer. Just in general, everything requires a little bit of everything. Rusty coins. Alright. If we can find... I think it's Ant Gal would be better. Examine it. That's the tier 9 bow. Let's grab some of that. And then, also gonna need a bowstring. And technically a knife, but we just grab that. Craft. Knife. Ent Gallo short bow. Alright. Trade. And sell some stuff. This extra corpse thorn longbow. To buy a bowstring. And then use the bowstring on the short bow. Ent Gallo short bow. Bind that, unbind the corpse thorn longbow. One way to unbind an item is to destroy it. Yes. And then bind to set up. Bind the Ent Gallo short bow. Ent Gallo short bow. Take it. That is a tier up and a short bow instead of a long bow. So it doesn't have other problems. And then we grab all the things in the entire dungeon, as we want to do. We still would need an arrow upgrade. That's gonna be a whole separate business. Best we could probably, we'll have to see what we can really do in terms of making better arrows. Because we could, with this, I think we could do Gorgonite arrows. So, smithing, hand mining, and fletching, and icy bones again. See if we can kill him a little bit quicker with this slightly better bow. Still the same arrows though, but still. Get some magical forces freezing us. Always unfortunate. Kill the boss. Get some stuff. Have a good time. And then, we can consider going to the start of the dungeon and doing some extra stuff. See what we get as a drop here. We get some vambraces and knives. We drop the gatestone here, teleport back to the start, and just sell everything, basically. We can do a little bit of extra skilling, if we're so inclined. Trade the smuggler, sell the yes. We actually need those concert runes. Oh well. A dagger and this, and fire runes. Catagon arrows. And we need the thread actually. Buy 5 essence. Sell the rest of this. And buy low-level hides. Technically, these would not stack right now, so this is slightly more convenient than it would be. Some extra that, and craft proto leather for 100 XP each. Look at all that. Pretty cool. We trade, and sell them back. Buy a couple more thread. More thread. Some more hides. Just get a bit of extra crafting speed per dungeon. It's pretty quick, all things considered. It's definitely slightly more quick because stacking. Each time you trade them back, you get less and less hides. So it doesn't continue forever. It's an option. Eventually crafting is going to be pretty trivial anyways, so probably not going to really worry about that, but yeah, if we're feeling like it. Make some more cosmic runes, put it over there, and finish this dungeon. Unlock more features. Daemonheim feature complexity 5. Skip all that. Next floor, you can reach floor 4. Amazing. And that is dungeon level 7. Complexity 5, all skills included, plus farming seeds, herb lore, thieving, summoning, complete shop stock, challenge rooms, and skill doors. There's definitely some things in there. Like being able to farm seeds and do herb lore to make potions, to boost our stats, to be able to make some things we want. Thieving, summoning, the complete shop stock, challenge rooms, which is a whole separate business, and skill doors, which we need to be a little bit aware of. 7 dungeoneering, that's floor 4. Here is the full shop stock here. So technically we could buy some of the things we want, all the way up to like Promethium and highest level things, but it costs a lot. We could try to get a Grave Creeper log here somewhere. That'd make us an even better bow. Either need to find that just in the floor, or get 117,000 coins together. It's obviously easier said than done. Grab some essence. Grab some equipment. The basic equipment you get on the tables here is never that impressive. This is the Zephyrium hatchet though. We'll put that on the tool belt. Slightly better. Upgrades. Chop more stuff, be better at it. Make some of that, make a gatestone. Start looking around. We got a yellow triangle door here. A blue pentagon door here. And a guardian door. And a red crimson door. And a locked chest. Open that up for things. And excitement. And thieving XP. And money and charms, which sell for quite a bit. Your seeds and just everything, really. And a silver precision bracelet. There's a lot of stuff down in here. There's a lot of stuff. And guardian door, go through here. Next room has yellow triangle. There. We can drop our gatestone here at the crimson triangle. It's a thought. A little bit of food, yellow triangle door. Alright. Next room. We've got a silver triangle door. Silver triangle key specifically. Shooting up, we walk past. This is nothing. Let's have a third door here. Another guardian door. There's a dead guy there. Okay, what kind of tree is this? Just looking around at everything we have here. Corpse thorn. Another corpse thorn thing here. We have Entgallow. Need better than that. Alright, what do we got here? Silver corner. One of those. Regular door, not a guardian door, can just run through here. Doing plenty of damage here. Purple shield door. Another locked chest. More loot. More good stuff. Taking some damage. Silver corner. That's again close to the starting area here. Can also open up the full dungeoneering map somewhere if we wanted to. Doesn't find them. Crimson. There's an anti-dragon shield. There is dragons down here. In fact. It's not gonna worry about that. Still no specific kinds of doors or anything. There's another. There's the silver corner. Here's the silver shield. Here's a bunch of damage. Here's us leaving. Purple shield door. Over here. We're good. Making our way through. More corpse thorn. And corpse thorn. Higher level stuff is a bit rarer, unsurprisingly. Silver triangle door. High level warrior there. Wouldn't do great with our current range setup, but also matters a lot more later. We don't have big deeds, so I'm gonna run back over here and home teleport. Get over there. Okay. Oh yeah. Haven't seen any puzzle rooms or skill doors yet here. So in theory, that's probably gonna be more on complexity 6. That's okay. We'll be getting there in the next floor here. So, well, there we go, sliding. Open the door. Open the door. Luminescent Ice Fiend. New boss. New mechanics. This one we actually need to try a little bit. Because every quarter of his health, he blasts the entire room with icicles. You need to run away, or you'll get hit a whole bunch of times. Knocked down to like 1 HP. Which isn't great for anybody. Pew-pew. Also slows down the fight a little bit. Did you skip one? Maybe it's every third health or something. In general, this is the idea. Each boss just has a little bit of extra they do. Various ones more difficult than others. Bo's doing pretty good though. Let's finish this. And we got him. We got a dagger and an offhand dagger that doesn't exist. And information. Yeah. Come off the list of bosses we've seen. And the dungeon. Unlocked all the complexity levels within Daemonheim. Complete dungeoneering experience awaits you on the next floor. You've unlocked the next floor. Can I reach floor 5? And that is dungeoneering level 11. Look at all this XP. Ready for the next floor. Okay. 4 dungeoneering levels from that. We're definitely getting up there in the amount that it scales and everything. 11 dungeoneering. That is Plane Freezer, like I said, Naz. Floors 5 and 6. And later, the Edgeville Dungeon Chaos Druid Dungeon. That's not out yet. So let's get through here. The first level 6 complexity dungeon. See what we got. Some cosmic runes. Grab a whole bunch of stuff. Really haven't seen any pickaxes up here. Which is odd. There's a range shield. Which is not gonna help. Argonite. Hatchet. Swap that out. Make the stuff. Yellow rectangle door. go. Here's a thing that we don't get yet. Purple rectangle. Another way. As we have the yellow rectangle is just on the floor here. Okay. Purple rectangle, that direction. Got it. Purple rectangle, this direction. High level Forgotten Warrior. Here is the first skill door. Dark Spirit. Use your skill to get in there. If you fail, you take a bunch of damage. If you succeed, you get to continue, and you also get some XP. And here's the first puzzle room. Alright. The full experience here. Skill doors, puzzle rooms. This is the Icy Pressure Pad challenge. Where you need to slide around on the icy floor in order to unlock the door. This. You just slide around. Having a good time. Slide around effectively. You can get where you need to be. Most efficient ways to do this. Buy something like this. This slows things down a little bit. That's okay. Slide diagonally also helps quite a bit. Okay. We'll just slide around the corners here so we get back to the way we can actually go. Whee! And whee some more. Door. Guardian door. Fight this troll. I also have no armor on anymore because we no longer get many free things. That's okay. You can get some stuff for fighting some stuff. And stuff. And some coins, some eels, all kinds of things. I don't know if we're really going to worry about the crafting after the dungeon situation. We could. Rectangle, orange shield. Also get this group gate stone, which doesn't exist yet. It's also unfortunate. Orange shield door. Head that way. We can gather up enough money. Also from just fighting everything. I don't think we would be able to get enough money for all that. Here's the next puzzle. This is the hungry ferret here. Fishing ferret. Yep. Just crossing these off the list. Showing off everything. Full skill. Whole bunch of stuff. Oh, look at all this mess. We could just keep bringing all this back and selling what we have. Okay. We got a fire here. We got a fishing spot. In theory, need a feathers and fishing rod or something. But also before the changes with all the storage and stuff, there were spawns for a lot of the things you needed in each of the rooms that you needed things in. So we can just fish. We still need feathers though. Okay, you guys have feathers? We could start purchasing some feathers at the start of the dungeon then. Yeah. Well, where's this at? Not as far. Make a new one. Drop it here. We'll pick up some stuff to sell. Buy some feathers. Should be great. Alright. Home teleport. Yeah. Complexity 6 here. Things are getting more complicated. Isn't it a Tuku tree? That's tier 4. That's no good. Not what we need. Alright. Sell some stuff. Wish everything that isn't we actually need here. Or food. Food is also good to have. That's 48,000. We're getting there. Let's buy like 10 feathers. That'll be alright. And teleport back. Alright. Now, we can fish at the fishing spot. Catch some bad smelling fish. Got a couple of these in order to actually do the puzzle. And then we go and cook the fish over in the fire here. Wow. Not the most complex of puzzles, by any means. And we succeed. We get the things we need. And we just need to get the ferret or the pressure plate without it touching any of the mess. Going into these holes and disappearing. Throw the vile fish. Also goes diagonally. And then here. And then here. And there you go. One unlocked door. Y'all can see it. This room is just a room here. There's a bit of divination we don't need to do. There's also a door for that, so we need to be a little bit careful. We could try fighting everything in order to get enough drops to maybe be able to purchase the things we need. Really depends on what spawns and what they drop, and how much it's worth. Or we could try to just wait until we find a good tree. Also technically an option. Keeping track of everything here. Alright. They just dropped so many things. It's pretty impressive. Alright, let's get back this way. We don't have any spot where we have the gate stone put here. Navigating through here is its own separate business, that's for sure. So this, and these, and this, and this, and this, and this. And this, and this, and this, and this. And a Bathus ore. Vile fish he doesn't even want. Teskeels and flatfish. Too low level to really care about. Okay, almost 60k. There's more things we could fight, too. Purple rectangle this way. Well, you're only level 1. Sometimes you just randomly get a room with only a level 1 guy. And sometimes a level 1 guy drops a whole bunch of really good stuff. So, why are we complaining? We shouldn't be. Forgotten Warrior. Higher level Forgotten Warrior. The correct combat style also used to matter a whole lot more. See, they even just manage. Grab all their loot. Some loot better than others. Silver corner key. The chests frequently have some pretty good stuff. Unlock the door. Open it up. And it's the luminescent ice fiend again. Alright. You can also have some kind of prayer activated here, ready to go, but most of them don't matter too much currently. Not gonna do too much anyways. Run away! Damage-wise, we're fine. Doing more damage-wise, we don't have like very good range boost and stuff, or high enough prayer level for it to even matter at this point anyways, so we're just doing what we can here. Running away from the luminescent ice fiend. Again. We could just take all the icicle hits. That's no fun. Let's see here. I think we could shoot this here. Yeah, I think that the final luminescent ice fiend attack, where they use another wave of the icicles at 1 health, was removed. So that's nice. Cannot teleport out of the boss room. Well, there's a boss or something. We're making do. With this much money, I think we should be able to get the level 90 bow here. Especially since they have 2 more blue charms here, too. They sell for a lot. You would think, oh, that's very useful for making some summon and stuff. Eh, could be. It's not going to be, though. 109k. 111k. We need 117. 113k. There's still at least one more area to go into the dungeon here. Here's the 112 guy. Look at you. Warriors have been long forgotten. So I'm gonna shoot you. With a bow. A couple times. Then you'll be even more forgotten. How about that? Money. Alright. Trade smuggler. Sell some stuff. Next question is going to be, do we have enough anything to be able to make better arrows? Grave Creeper branches, tier 10. Buy one. And a bowstring. And knife, which exists, it's fine. Make Grave Creeper shortbow unstrung. We don't have 91 fletching. We have 79. Okay. I'm gonna look it up, see if we can't get a nice big fletching boost here. Because the potions in here are pretty good. Okay. I think I got something here. To make this, we need 91 fletching. That's only +1 to make just a basic potion here. We're going to need a weak artisan potion. Need some valerian. And a moss. And a vial. With some water in it. From over here. I'm gonna go to a farming patch. Put the seed in there. And farm it up. In terms of arrows, we have some. Oh, it's not even a farming patch, just an ectograss. Do we have a farming patch in this dungeon? That's a way to continue the dungeon. We'll go this way. We have more of a problem when it comes to arrows. In order to make the Promethium arrows, which would pair nicely and be the level 90 version, we would need to have some good stats. Want the Valerian seed. Yeah, Promethium arrows, we would need 99 fletching in order to make that. So I would need a +9, and we would need the strong artisan potion. We can get a +7 with the regular, so if we just got 2 more fletching levels, we would be laughing. And then, actually making the arrows needs 90 smithing. That'd be +9 right now too, which again would need the strong artisan potion. But we can't make the strong artisan potion because we don't have a high enough herb lore, and we don't have a strong enough potion to boost the herb lore high enough to make that potion. So, as it currently stands, we're going to need to either get some Promethium arrows from a drop, or just deal with some Gorgonite arrows, which would still be an upgrade from the Catagon that we currently have bound, but still. Make this, so we can make the bow at least. Will give us good accuracy, if nothing else. Alright. Make a simple potion. Weak artisan potion. And that boosts everything by a bit. Grave Creeper shortbow unstrung. String it. Remove the Entagallo. Destroy that. Unbind it. Bind this one. That's the best weapon we're going to get for quite a while. Because the other one doesn't exist yet. Level 99 shortbow. Not a thing. Not yet. Let's see if we can make some Gorgonite arrows here, though, because that would help. See if we can get enough drops here. Any Gorgonite on the map? I don't think so. Just costs a little bit more here. Anything in here? That's just a ferret. That's some money and stuff. Here's a shield door. Open that. Anybody home? Couple guys. Summoning altar. Farming patch. That's not any money, obviously. But work with what we got here. Pew pew. Food. Less valuable. Something though. Grab what we can here. Equipment. Various logs. These guys drop some stuff too. Novite. A couple coins. Nothing crazy. And here's some more stuff here too. Might be enough to get us over the edge here. Pick up this vial. Something like that. And if it's not, we'll just have to get into the next dungeon. Ideally, we would want at least 2 Gorgonite bits in order to actually make this better. Then we'd have like 40 arrows or something. We're gonna need to constantly be going through here and getting more as it currently stands. That's enough for 1 Gorgonite. It's definitely not gonna be enough for 2. Let's buy the 1 Gorgonite. Smith it up. Hammer exists. Gorgonite bar. I'm also gonna need some arrow shafts. Gorgonite arrow tips. If we run out of arrows, that's also a little bit of a problem, of course. Trade. Let's get a couple of these. I'll make plenty of arrow shafts. Craft. A knife that totally exists. A couple arrow shafts. We're gonna need some feathers. For making the arrows, obviously. Alright. And 1 more set of arrow shafts. There we go. Make headless arrows. Make Gorgonite arrows. We'll level 80 arrows. Best we can do for now. And bind those. What about ammo type bound? You have to unbind it. Binding the ammo will destroy it. That's fine. If we can get through here with 20 arrows, should be good. Alright. So let us... Let's teleport to the boss? Probably. Let's get to the next floor here. See if we can make some more Gorgonite arrows. Or just find something that drops from Promethium. Unlike the next floor, you can reach floor 6. Skip that. There's a bunch of XP and tokens. Now we're dungeoneer level 17. Solo XP changes. Doing great for us. That was 6 dungeoneering levels. Tokash the Blood Chiller. Floor 7, 8, and 9. And later the Dwarven Mine, Hidden Mine. Now on floor 6. So we got at least 3 more floors we can go through here. That's convenient. Grab all that. We'll also buy some feathers here. That sometimes is a thing that can happen that we need. We get like 10 feathers and essence is up here. Some essence. Okay. And make some Cossack runes. Make a Gatestone or some Vambraces because they exist. We can just start by just selling off all these things that don't really exist. Get a little bit of money for our efforts. Alright. Starting rooms. We got Runed, Blue Crescent, and Regular. Immediately, there's a Crimson. There's this guy still trying to get out at us. No sagas yet. Don't worry about it when you do. If we could get enough money to get 2 more Gorgonite, that would be pretty good. Guardian door. Here is a new puzzle. The Damaged Construct. Okay. Let's see what you are here. Grapple short up by myself. Time to part of maze. Smile for tiles for the leader. Seeker Sentinel. Riddles. Oh, let's see. It's a thing here. Look at all this loot. Okay. This is the Damaged Construct. Probably gonna need some inventory space for all this business. Repair the Damaged Construct. Need to construct a part. Drop a thing. Open the crate of magic rocks. Carve a leg for him. Imbue the leg. Give him the leg. Activate him. And then he goes around opening the doors for us. How nice. While we wait for him to do that, let us go back here. We could definitely drop the group Gatestone at the spawn just to give us the extra inventory space because this doesn't exist. That would be nice. Trade you, sell some stuff. The things we actually want at the top here. sell. We're already over 60,000 here, so that's pretty good. We don't need any potions or anything, since we already have easily the fletching and smithing levels required for Gorgonite. It's just the higher levels that are a problem. Head back out here. There's also a tree here. Corpse thorn. That's alright. And that has opened up more doors. Specifically this one. So yeah, at any point, you might come across doors you can't open. And that's going to mean it's not on the critical path. You can kind of also tell based on the level of things, but for the most part. Grab some stuff. Silver triangle door we can open. Just have to look at the... Just have to not drain a door. Here's the next puzzle. The Ghost's Room. It's a puzzle because only one of the ghosts is doing ghost stuff. And the ghost spirit goes, and then you have to shoot the other ghost. Wow. Ghost puzzle. But that never really counts as a puzzle. It's just a guy. There's a Thygat tree over there. Also slightly lower level. Guardian door, since that's a puzzle. Blue crescent, level 1 ice spider. Exercise dark spirit door, it's also fine. Another pile of money. Do get some incidental experience from just opening doors and stuff. And various puzzles and such. And room here. You can also do fishing and cooking as a training option in the dungeons here. For that one, you specifically want to go into complexity 2 to get less of other things spawning. In general, there's lots of opportunities in the dungeons. Let's teleport back. Nothing else really this way. Sell some more stuff. Make some more Arabs. Probably just keep on working until we get it at the cap of 125. Not that it's really necessary, but, you know. Some Meramos, some branches, seeds and things, Bathus. Honestly, the charms are really where a lot of the money is. They're pretty good. Raise some bones. Open some doors. Door over there. And sometimes the boss is right at the start. This is Plain Freezer. Lakazaha. He's over here, being all icy. So go in here and fight him. He does a whole thing if you try to melee, where he pushes you back. We're gonna just use range. Honestly, it's the easy way to go. We're also benefiting from the Ava's device, arrows come back to you system, which is not available without wearing that yet. So we're technically using less arrows, losing less arrows on the ground than we also should be. Which is really helping us quite a bit. Got some Meramos gauntlets from that. Need to be out of combat before we can exit the door here. It's fine. To the boss room. Trade the smuggler. We're gonna need a couple arrow shafts, like 30. Like 2 of these. Get 2 Gorgonite. And some more feathers. Let's see, 40 more arrows. Alright. And a hammer. And things don't stack. Etc., etc. Roughly correct. One thing we need to consider here is the fact that opening more doors is very important in the getting the experience you want to get at the end of the floor. Because that is part of the level modifier or something. In general, the more we do, the more is better. You can also fight everything, but that generally takes longer than it's worth it, so. open as many doors as possible, get to the end as fast as possible, have a good time as fast as possible. Alright. Bind another 40 Gorgonite arrows. Honestly, 60 is probably fine. If we need to, we can always continue to get more. That was room crafting XP. And that is broken key door and a guardian door. Okay. So you fight everybody in here. Especially once you've found the boss, there's a greater chance that the doors are going to end up being higher level. They can even be higher than level 99, which is pretty wild. But if we try, we will succeed most of the time. My stats are pretty good. Here is a door with a dragon. So that's fun. Let's quickly get through here. Anything here we really need, just open the door. Try not to die, because that also gives minus experience. Not really what you want. But yeah. Level 90 weapon, level 80 arrows for now. That's okay. It could be worse. It could be worse. Here's the dungeon map. I guess there's more. We can just have this open, honestly. We can maybe move this down here where the map usually is. It's not usually in here. Yeah, we really want to open as many doors as possible. So kind of having this open is helpful. Open this door. It has even more doors and another puzzle. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely worth making sure you open all the doors. This is the sliding statues puzzle. You need to match these ones with these ones. Push the statues, pull the statues, get them in place. We also have an Entgallo over there. Come. This statue, push this statue. This is a full 4x4 small dungeon here, my goodness. Especially the medium dungeons would not be very good without the second gate stone. I think those are both on the same update, though, so we're good for here for now. This is all we really can do here. Pushing in. And this one's in the wrong spot. Push that. And the doors are unlocked. Brilliant. I don't even need to look at what's in this room, because we don't need to. There can't be anything in there. Alright. So this should be a pretty good amount of experience for this floor. Opened up everything. It's a higher level floor, which also gives more experience in both the floor and the prestige business. Floor 6, complexity 6. Doing great. And the dungeon. To unlock the next floor, you can reach floor 7. If we skip this, we got 1900 XP. Now we're level 21. Now, floor 7, that was 4 dungeoneering levels. That unlocks floor 10 and 11. When Evolution of Combat comes out, we're allowed to use 2 bound weapons. Or bound items. That'd be nice. Bone Crusher, Herbicide, that exists. Edgewood Dungeon, Hilljet Dungeon doesn't exist. Charming Imp is later. It's also way too expensive to unlock at this level. That's kind of the general theme with a lot of the actual rewards. You can't actually get them at the level you unlock them, which is odd. Alright, so I'm going to drop this here and not use this, just to give us inventory space. We also don't have any law runes, which also kind of solves that problem. There's some free gloves. Take what I can get here. There's a pickaxe finally. We haven't mined anything. We haven't needed to. It exists though. Okay. Sell some stuff. I guess we don't really care about selling things anymore, since we don't need to purchase much of anything. So, grab some feathers, grab some essence, make some runes, drop the gate stone, and continue. So now we're basically just going through the dungeons. Blue diamond door, blue pentagon door. We have the diamond. We don't need to fight anything extra. We would fight them as we run past. Would technically be efficient. Not super necessary though. Crimson Crescent continues this section this way. And here is a gold pentagon. And a regular door and no enemies whatsoever. Wild. And orange wedge. Here's the gold pentagon door. I'm just mostly worried I'm gonna click on one of the drain divination energy doors, which we aren't really allowed to do. The rectangle, yellow wedge there. Guardian door with no guardians. Brilliant. Very efficient. And the next puzzle. This is the levers puzzle. Wow. Pull the switch. Pull the other switch. Continue pulling the switches. If you have multiple people, you need to actually be coordinated to click all the switches near the same time. But slowly just open them all up and you're good. And another puzzle, just immediately. This is follow the leader. Fight all the enemies to just not have a weird time of it. Okay. What do we need to do, the leader guy? We laugh. Correct. And then shake head. 2 out of 3. And nod head. You may pass. Thanks. There's a key. Yellow wedge key. I'll take on that. Thank you very much. Over this way. Here is the blue pentagon key. Let's teleport up to here. That's the yellow wedge door. Amazing. Open that. Corner. Go back to the start. Ice giant's trapped. Shouldn't be able to stop us. Man. Lots of different stuff here. We'll drop this. Guess we need to come back this way. Yep. It's the luminescent ice fiend again. Alright, it's fine. Man. In general, that's dungeoneering. We're gonna keep doing it for a bit here, obviously. Come back for all the new bosses and new puzzles and things. But in general, we've got a lot of floors and a lot of levels to get through. Starts off relatively slow, but once we've gotten to the complexity 6, we've been unlocking multiple floors per dungeon. Which just means then more floors, which means more floors. Higher XP, better stuff. Although it does end at a certain point here. We'll get to that when we get to that, though. Right now, we're just running around, doing our best. Dealing with all the new stuff and puzzles that didn't exist yet, and inventory differences and tool belts, and just everything. Dungeon complete. We continue. Now, reach floor level 8. Let's get the XP. And we're ready, and we're level 23 now. So now we're on floor 8, and we unlocked another saga which doesn't exist. The Skeletal Horde, Hobgoblin Geomancer, and Bulwark Beast on floor 12, which starts the abandoned floors. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, we're not there yet. We're still on Frozen. Okay. I'll just keep the map over here, it's fine. But anyways, I'm gonna keep on dungeoneering. For a while. Here's some of those doors we can't open. We've got a door here with ruined energy. Needs 64 rune crafting. This broken pulley door needs 86 crafting. And then the next key is behind there, so we can't open the blue shield door. So we are basically out of luck in terms of continuing this dungeon here. So that means we get slightly less XP. Just need to end the dungeon, go to floor 9, get some more levels. 1055 XP, 25 dungeoneering. Alrighty. And now, that unlocks floor 13, the gem bag, the scroll of life, later the Crown to Volcano Lesser Demon dungeon. That's gonna be a whole thing later with dungeons and stuff. Yeah. Still gonna be getting plenty of levels each dungeon here for a little bit, by the looks of things. Well, that's alright. Next puzzle, the crystal puzzle. We've got crystals over here. We've got colors, lights, go into a large crystal. Power up, and the other ones here. Get a bit of magic XP. And now, we got all these going. The lights here needed to be improved at a certain point, because they weren't bright enough. Just need to time all the different lights here. And then it unlocks. Next puzzle, the maze. Specifically a toxic maze. When we pull this switch, it's problems. You need to get to the middle here, specifically to turn it off. Also get this key. If we didn't need to go to the middle, we could just try to leave, but we just need to get through here in the time remaining, which is always a danger. You can definitely scope it out before you start running into the maze. That is an option. Or you can just go for it. There's all these various things in the way, make it so you can't go every direction you want to go. But in general, there's only so many directions. If this goes down, we get all poisoned, and it's a problem. Yeah, there's only so many paths through here. I'll unlock the chest, get some bonus treasure, and the key to continue on here. We've already found the boss room, but it's actually a new boss, so we are storing that for later. And once you unlock this, it also gets rid of the obstacles, so you can more quickly get to the side of the room you went to get to. So we got at least this room to open this door, and then a key. And we're close to the end of the dungeon here. Oh, there's a night spider. And that would be potentially helpful earlier. Let's see if we get the special drop here. It is... nope. Can drop a little hood that makes you invisible to a lot of enemies, which would be nice. Not necessary, but would be nice. Alright. Let's go see the new boss here. It is a big old demon. Tokash, the Blood Chiller. Go in here and shoot him. Sleep now in the bitter cold, he says. Deep freeze. Freezes us. We need to struggle to escape. And then, back to the fight. Shattering our souls with his icy magic. It's always something. It's always something out here. We could get some prayer going for like a little bit of ranged bonus. Be alright. A Calgarian demon. Calgarian notes. More notes for the book. And the dungeon. Completed the whole thing. We now reach floor 10. Skip that, we got 2,400 XP there. Dungeon is now 27. Wild. And that means floor 14 is now available, and we're on floor 10. Alright. Oh boy. It's a sliding puzzle. Not much of a sliding puzzle, but, you know. Strained our powers of telekinesis there. Doop 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 doop. And now it's open. Nice and quick. Wild stuff. Getting towards the end of this floor here. I mean, this is going to be the end of the floor. Can't be anything else through here besides the boss. And it is Tokash again. Got my leech range going, as much as that's going to help some amount. More than nothing. More than nothing. Bam! Another puzzle defeated. Another boss going down. Pew pew. One more shot. And we win. Rah! Next floor unlocked. Next level got. Level 29. We're still getting multiple levels per floor here. The changes to solo XP rates have been very nice for us. Unholy Curse Bearer on floor 15. Wild. Next puzzle. Pond Skaters. They're going around, having a key. Find the one that has the key in the mouth when they go in the middle. Follow it to the edge. Fish it up. Get the key. Unlock the door. Some of these are much quicker than others, that's for sure. Cleared another floor, and the dungeon can now unlock floor 12. Skip. XP. Levels 31. Ready. Still on floor 12. We just got access to floor 16. The Arcane Pulse Necklace. And then the Twisted Bird Skull Necklace is later. Daemonheim Canyon later. Farsight Quickshot Barrow's Jab Necklace later. We're not going to get any of the rewards just yet, but we have an option to. And now here on floor 12, we're no longer in the frozen floors. These are the abandoned floors. Ooh. New sets of enemies. New monsters. Kind of slightly different. Still generally the same kind of idea, though. Let me just grab everything we need. Make some Cosmic Runes, make the Gate Stone. Not worrying about dropping the Group Gate Stone. That doesn't exist. Not really necessary. Starting off the floor here, very simple. We've got only one direction we can go. Got some zombies. Those are new. Abandoned zombie floor. And a new puzzle. This is the Horde Stalker. Let's have the list here somewhere. Enigmatic Horde Stalker riddles. There we go. Yeah. This guy here is a Horde Stalker. They're like the summoning guys and everything, but I haven't really worried about that. More lore for dungeoneering later. Wanderer, your movements are as uncertain as a fledgling in first flight. Are you lost? Not really. Do you have a riddle for me? I do. Here it is. The slowest of assassins. I'm at home on your blade or in your drink. You may answer not in words, but with an object. And then we need to go into the various rooms here, looking for the thing he wants. At this point, it is poison. Slowest of assassins. There's slower assassins than poison, but you know. Any poison over here? Bones, hammer, arrow, bowstring. Was it in here? Also a farming patch. Fish around needle, unholy symbol. Hammer, arrows, bowstring. Ashes. Bones. There's the bed, there's the pot. Food barrels. Poison isn't really a food, but, you know, close enough. Earthmushroom, mushroom, poison. Perfect. Weapon poison. Might as clear as a mountain lake. Anani. You may pass, but do so with caution. Your thinking is sharp, but so are the claws and teeth beyond. Indeed. Each of the individual styles of floors also have some of their own different stuff. Here is a celestial mage, the strongest, most dangerous mage with the highest tier stuff. Did you drop any of it? The tear down. Oh, Spear Bloom Hood. Pretty good. Here is a good crossways here. If you want to do some stuff. Anything in here worth taking? Nope. Yeah. In general, here is another puzzle room. This is a zombie over here. 124. Definitely have some higher level stuff. This is a winch kind of puzzle. Winch bridge. We need to make our way across here with all the various bits. We got Metacorn and a spinning wheel to spin that into a rope. Anvil for the broken climbing hook. Smith that into place. Combine those. Launch it over. Other side of the bridge here. Unhook the winch. Hook with. So there's the bridge. Grapple the bridge. Near the winch, at any rate. Hurl the climbing hook, but forget to hold on the other end. Well, that's unfortunate. So we need to try again. There's plenty of opportunities for failure with all these puzzles and skills and stuff, which is amusing. Let us grapple correctly this time. What a thought. Reattach the rope. Operate the winch. We have a strength level of 78, and we were lowered in stats by the mage casting a spell on us. That's a little unfortunate. We just only need to wait like 4 minutes for that. That's kind of stopped our progress here. There's a guardian door. We can go this way. Level 111 Mysterious Shade. Definitely some higher level enemies, which we're not helping by already being level 129 at this stage. So it's kind of our fault more than anything. Unlock the guardian door. Orange rectangle door. We go with this silver crescent door. And this yellow rectangle door. And here is the boss, the Hobgoblin Geomancer. Does some magic and stuff. And teleports or something. Hobgoblin Geomancer. New bosses for the new floor types. We did miss one of the frozen floor bosses. Get that on the next pass through maybe. Did you drain my strength even more? Well, now you're just being inconvenient, honestly. Could technically go make a strength potion. That would get us back to the correct stats. Still. We're gonna wait 6 minutes now to open that other door. Could be worth it. Could be fun. Could be a good time. It's multiple doors too here by the looks of things. That could be a good idea. We still got some more fighting and stuff to do. There's big old skeleton, animated pickaxe, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. Taking significant chunks of damage here. Some things drop some lower level fish and stuff, so we can do with what we have here. Anybody in there I can help? Not really. We got purple rectangle door. We got orange rectangle door. And the winch that we can't open yet. So we get 2 more levels. Yeah. I'd say that's worth it for opening up at least 4 more rooms here. That's a lot more XP. We'll just long range this melee zombie, which we have impressive accuracy against. And accuracy also means just damage now. All kinds of changes. 1 more minute, then we can open this. And then see if we can open this, I suppose. Every possibility we can't open that either. We will see. And just after we get the bridge going, we got the next quote-unquote puzzle here. The agility room, requiring 91 agility. A little bit off from that. We can go this way to open this door. It's locked. We have to go around here to do that. And we have this broken pulley door here too, which we might be able to unlock. Really depends if there is a key over in that room. Or if it's in here. No? Dang. Unfortunate. So we're still missing 3 doors here. Oh well. Could be worse, I guess. Yeah. Get even higher stats. You have even better chance of being able to complete the floors. Get more XP. It all works out, really. Yeah. The abandoned floors. With more zombies and different bosses and etc, etc. We will see more of this stuff as we continue here. Since we have unlocked the next floor, 13. Skip this, more XP, level 32. Dungeoneering. And that was only 1 dungeoneering level for that floor, so that's happening. And also no unlocks. Boo. Next new boss, the Skeletal Horde. With the Divine Skinweaver here. Heals you if you stand over on this pan. Just need to fight just so many skeletons. Fight enough skeletons, and then you can break the tunnels so the skeletons stop coming out. Ain't that a thought? Skeletons. And the Divine Skinweaver will also tell you when you can break their tunnels. We got 5 tunnels we need to close. We need to kill like 10, 15 skeletons or something. Numbers may also have changed and everything. Block the tunnel. Keep finding more skeletons. Don't kill them fast enough, you're gonna be overrun by skeletons. And then, you'll have some problems. Another tunnel. And if you can't block the tunnel, you get blasted with more damage, which is also something. Clear out the last tunnel here. Finish off the remaining skeletons. And that is the Skeletal Horde defeated. Lots and lots of little guys instead of one big boss type guy. So that's pretty good. Here is the Divine Skinweaver. Weave in our skin, aka healing. Still a dangerous room, so move on to the next if you want to. Skinweavers should never enjoy their work, brah. But I cannot deny how thrilling that was. We did good. We did good. Here's more of the book, and we continue on to the next floor. Completely explored. End dungeon. Unlock the next floor, you're gonna reach floor 14. 3,400 XP that time. Level 34 dungeoneering. Really racking up the levels here. That was 2 again. Floor 17 is now available. Once we get there. Oh, this puzzle room is a bit of a huge mess. Full of rocks. Collapsing all over the place. Need to break your way through. Repair some struts. We can just do this whole thing for significant amounts of mining and construction XP. Take what we can get when we can get it. Have not been bothering with the after the floor crafting. Just trying to get through here. Can take some damage, breaking more of the debris, but is what it is. Need to get access to the doors and all that. This direction here has nothing, but it does have more experience. That's something. Eventually, we will be getting just random levels while dungeoneering here. Between all the different skill checks all through the dungeons here. Pretty good. And that is this whole room, ow, cleared. Another Geomancer down. He does a whole stun thing. Teleports around. Doesn't really matter when you have ranged. And the dungeon. You now unlock the next floor. Floor 15. Skip the XP. 3,000 more. Level 35 dungeoneering. All that is all the requirements for a quest and a saga. Rammernaut Stomp, Harlack the Rift Splitter on floor 18, once we get there. Smithing Artic Heater and Waterfall Fire Giant Dungeon don't exist yet. But yeah, we still have more floors we're gonna get to. My goodness. Next new boss, the Unholy Curse Bearer. He does magic and drains your stats. If the fight goes on long enough, you recharge your stats at the Unholy Font. And then that also heals him a little bit, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Because we're done. Unlocked, floor 16. Wow. Skip the XP. Level 37 Dungeoneering. Ready for the next one. And also, pretty cool, 2,100 total level milestone. Kinda. Virtual 2,100? Yeah, virtual 2,100. We'll get the real 2,100 here pretty soon. 37, that's floor 19. Still going strong. Next puzzle, the Seeker Sentinel. Is there a Seeker in there? Not very seeable. It's looking that way right now. We need to get through here while also avoiding being seen by this and being seen by these guys. So, easier said than done. Oh, sauce. Teleport's over here though, it's fine. He's looking. This ball is a little bit opaque. That's unfortunate. Need to wait until they're looking away. Take that. Blue crescent. And technically, it's only available when we open the door, so technically we made it past. I don't think there's even any turning this one off or anything. We're just here, doing our best. Once they turn. Mount. And through the doors. Yeah. They're seeing stuff. Curse Bearer down. Dungeon completed. Unlock the next floor. 17. Skip. Experience. Levels 38. And that is only one level. So there's still 2,099 real total. And no unlocks. Geomancer again. There's only so many bosses, especially at the start of this types of floors and things. There's another lore book. The last room over there needed 98 prayer, so that's unfortunate. And the dungeon now reached floor 18. Skip 3,000 XP. That is 39 dungeoneering and 2,100 total level for real this time. Floor 20 is available with Lexicus Rune Rate. So we still have a few floors available. Oh yeah. Now here on floor 18, we got new stuff. These are the furnished floors. Once again, we missed one of the bosses. Get them on the next pass, maybe. Furnished floors. Look at that. They are looking more put together, more furnished. Obviously. Got some stuff. Exit here. Make some cosmic runes. Got 3 doors at the start here again. Silver Crescent, 2 skill doors. Still have not seen the divination requiring drain the door option. I'll keep looking out for that, because I don't want divination levels because that doesn't exist yet. Oh yeah. Fighting through here. In the furnished floors, we should be finding more like regular guys, less zombies and things, or something. Something like that. We got brutes. They are something here, very relevant. Find more things. Get some more food. Always space to have a little bit more food at least. And well, we took everything except for the food. Yes, please. Purple diamond door. Got a blue shield door over there. Guardian door here. Fight everybody. Still only small floors. So only a 4x4 maximum size. That's alright. Open more doors, just keep running. Just keep running. The green triangle door and the key just in the same room. Brilliant. Brutes, mages, and all the human guys down here. Regular door, don't even need to kill everybody here. It's all about speed. You're gonna speedily speed your way through. The blue shield key. Now we run it back. Could have dropped the group gates, the regular gate stones somewhere along this path. Would have been an idea. Well, that's alright. Drop it here. Why not? Anything even in this room? Nope. Okay. I can trace it back here. Make a new gate stone. We have plenty of cosmic runes for it, so it's alright. Blue shield door, blue shield key. Guardian door, fight some guys. Do plenty of damage here. Still would like to get some Prometheum arrows, but haven't really fought things that would drop that. Guardian guard dog here. Also here in the first floors. Room with nothing. Teleport to the start. We got 2 keys, 2 rooms to go to. But the upper one could obviously continue to branch out further. In general. Silver Crescent? Yep. Could be the boss. It is. The first furnished boss. We're fighting Stomp. This is an interesting one, where he throws a bunch of rocks. And then throws even more rocks. Breaks up, get some power crystals, place the crystals, grab more crystals. Continue to weaken the boss here by doing some of that. Stand next to rocks, so he breaks them all down. Also breaks down more than he used to. A lot of the rooms and puzzles and things have had slight changes throughout time here. Mine a path to get to the correct lodestones. First the blue, then the green. And there you go. We fight. Break some more rocks. And slow rock can dodge or it does more damage. And then the red crystals. Phases. Or something. If you put the first one in and don't get to the second one quick enough, he regens again, so well, that's no good. That closes the portal and cuts off his head. He's a whole giant thing coming through a portal. It's pretty wild. New with notes, new lore, got the gate stone, go open the last door. Assuming we can woodcut this. We have 98 woodcutting, so you would assume so. I think they can go up to like 105 or something. Makes more use for the potions, but it's also not worth it to make the potions. Just time in general. Vine-covered door. Farming, fletching. Whatever it is, we have it. It's farming. That unlocks that. And now we're done with the floor. Alright. Continue it from this side. Slightly different than most. Unlock the next floor, you can reach floor 19. And that is 4,000 XP and level 40 dungeoneering. Pretty cool. And that is the gem bag upgrade, which doesn't exist. Nice. Next puzzle. And a great time to have a gate stone available. Lodestone. Needs to be powered over there. And so, we must hop between these. But it's not so easy. Because a guardian sphere shows up. It's trying to get us. And send us back. And if we stumble, we need to start again. Go back to the start, the guardian sphere disappears. So, It's a simple pattern here. Just need to succeed at all the agility checks. Get it off balance, on the wrong side, and then you're quicker. Unlock the lodestone. Now the doors are open. And instead of jumping back, we can teleport, which is convenient. Or you can just jump back. It's also fine. Anyways. Another stomp squishing. Slice it off his head. Dungeon fully completed. Unlocks next floor. Reach now floor 20. 4,300 XP. Engineer level 41. Unlocks floor 21. So we're just one floor ahead here, which is not as great. Almost need to do something. Next boss. It is Lexicus Runewright. He's protecting from melee. Summons books to attack. Is magical. Not very strong against our superior ranged abilities here. Look at this guy trying to attack us. Get out of here. You have unlocked the next floor. You can reach floor 21. 4,500 XP. Level 42. Here we are on floor 21. Floor 21. 42 unlocks nothing. Amazing. The 3 statues puzzle. Yeah, statues here. With staff in hand, with bow in hand, with nothing in hand. So we need to get a sword from him. Made of stone. From the wall. Pickaxe would spawn on the floor. Or a chisel would spawn on the floor. We would have the pickaxe, etc., etc. Just finish the statues here. And that unlocks the doors. Brilliant. Floor done. You unlock the next floor. You can now reach floor 22. 4,700 XP. Level 43. Which is where we just unlocked floor 22. So, we are at the max floor we can do. Unless we get 2 more floors in the next bit here, which we're not. 2 more levels. This is the last floor. Another weapons and statues puzzle. This time with fewer, well, more statues. Originally it would have been even more statues. Was 10 whole statues. But another change. Now it's just a few. We got mages. And you fight the mages with stone bows. And then we'll open the doors. Or single door, as the case is sometime. You may pass. Behold! Harlack, the Rift Splitter. The next big old demon boss of the floors. He's got no health. Let's let him do his thing at least one time here. As the Rift Splitter, he splits some rifts and makes fire portals and shadow portals and stuff. He's dead now. Another story bit. That fire portal hit a lot of damage there. Ow. Don't need to be taking death minuses here right now. That'd be unfortunate. Continue. The next floor is not available at your dungeoneering level. Consider resetting your progress to gain the best ongoing rate of XP. And so we shall. 5,000 XP for that. Dungeoneering level 44. And it pops us back out again on floor 22, which is no good. Floor 44, no unlocks. But now it's time for a mechanic that people get confused about a little bit. Ladder leads back to the surface and not be able to come back. That's fine. Exit the dungeons. Back to the surface. We need to jump down out of here. Somehow we come out like that door or something. Leave out of this room here. And we're good. It's time to prestige. Current progress, 22. That's the maximum floors available. Reset our progress. If you want to reset your dungeon progress, your previous progress will be set to the number of floors you have completed, and all floors will be marked as incomplete. This cannot be undone. It sounds like something questionable, but it is what you need to do. Yes, reset my progress. And that is an achievement. Reset your current floor progress. Daemonheim achievement or just a regular achievement? I don't know. Anyways, now we form up a new party. We now get to choose a floor. In order to get the most XP, you need to continually prestige with all your available floors completed. So start from 1, go all the way to 22. There is some ideas of doing like complexity 1 lower level floors for faster XP. At our current level, it's not that large of a difference. Just go back in on floor 1, run through all the dungeons, get more XP, unlock more floors even deeper, and keep on going down, and down, and down. Floor 1 completed again. Here we can see how the XP is different here. Floor 1 XP is low, Prestige 22 is higher. Then we only get the average. So it's a little around 50% of doing floor 22. So in total, still some XP. Also in theory faster, because of faster puzzles and weaker enemies and stuff. So it all works out. No level this time though. So that's unfortunate. We continue through the dungeons. Floor 2 will be a level though. Skip. Ready. 45. Dungeoneering. Well, that is floor 45, floor 23 with Sagittaire. The longbow sight, all the gravite weapons, law staff. No gravite wand, orbs, or knives yet. And also no mining guild hidden mine yet. We're not going to get any gravite weapons. Not very good. This is a puzzle room. It's the mercenary leader. Summons in 3 guys. You have to fight all of them. Wow. It's basically a combat room. Another flavor. When you run in, you think you're fighting 1 guy, and then 3 more guys come in. And then you fight 4 guys. Again, a lot of this is much more dangerous before the evolution of combat and all the combat changes and balancing and stuff. But also we're level 129, so it's something. Speaking of puzzle rooms that are just fighting extra guys, the monolith. Keep the monolith safe by stopping the shades from attacking it. Faster weapon, ranged weapon, better in general. Fight the shades that show up while the monolith charges. Another situation where if you're too slow, you'll end up with a whole bunch of things attacking at the same time. That's a problem. But for the most part, it's kind of here. And then more spawn. And then we shoot them. And then more spawn. More dangerous when actually higher level ones spawn. This is not the critical path here. Already defeated Icy Bones over there, so that's alright. 2 doors here. Key over there. I did say maybe the frozen floors can be faster. It really depends on what rooms you get. In general, it gets the job done. Almost there. Another spawn. Yep. But they're too late. So we are allowed to continue. Done with the floor. Well, that's a level. as you get higher in the floors, keep getting more and more XP. Level 46, Dungeoneering. Well, that is nothing at all. Slip, 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 slip. Another book for the collection. Finish dungeon. Skip. Ready. Level 47, Dungeoneering. And that is floor 24. Keep on getting more floors that we'll get to once we're actually to the upper floors here. Well, that door over there needs 98 mining. Not quite. Do we get a level though? Alrighty. 48. Dungeoneering. Well, that is the Tome of Frost and the Amulet of Zealots. Don't exist yet? No. A bit surprised it took so long to run into these. Divine Door for the first time. That is Divination, which doesn't exist. Open this and we get Divination XP. That's not right. Is it going to stop some number of the floors if it's on the critical path? And it is. Level 1. Can't go through the other ones. This needs 87 Herblore and we don't have the key for that one. So we're going to leave and restart the floor. That's okay. Would rather do that than get levels and skills that don't exist. Try to avoid that. But the partial XP for just being in the dungeon and leaving still got us a level there. That's 49 Dungeoneering. Level floor 25 and Wasteless Herblore Scroll, which does not exist? Question mark. We're not buying any rewards anyways. It's fine. I just keep getting the Hobgoblin Geomancer. Anyways, well, that is level 50 Dungeoneering. You think, yeah, we're almost more than halfway there. But no, Dungeoneering goes to 120. That's also a thing that exists. Quest requirement would be 3 bound items, but it's only 2. Arcane Blast Necklace, Spirit Cape, other necklaces later, Farsight Snap, Brawler's Hook, Shifting Tombs. But this should be 2 bound items. So we could get a piece of armor or a melee weapon for times when that's actually useful. Would need to make potions to be able to make a Gorgonite two-hander or spear or something. We'll look into that. A Gorgonite spear would be possible with a +6 smithing boost from a regular artisan potion, which we could make. But that would require 4 Gorgonite, or it should be like 200 and some thousand coins. Didn't quite get there before, so that's unlikely. Just gonna keep an eye out for a Gorgonite mining spot. So for now, we're gonna have to make do with a Catagon weapon here. Which, that's still something. The bars themselves don't stack, which is something. Anyways, make option is a Catagon two-hander or a Catagon spear. You can go for the spear just for old time's sake. The spear was very effective at the start here, because you could switch between stab, crush, and slash. Not a thing that you can do, not a thing that matters. Bind a Catagon spear. That is our second weapon. Somewhat effective. Level 70 melee with our 80 attack instead of our level 90 weapon with level 80 arrows and 99 ranged. That's alright. And we'll need to use a little bit of melee against the next boss here. This one's new. It is the Bulwark Beast. Right over here. Just need to keep an eye out for possible Gorgonite mining spots. Could be fairly rare. There's also a point where we would have a pickaxe in the inventory, which is needed for smashing the armor here. Would work even better with the pickaxe that we should have, but tool belts and everything. Break through the armor here, or use magic, also an option. Feeling more melee, honestly. Either one's fine. Yeah, break the armor. A bunch of damage. We are building a range hat, decreasing our accuracy with this pickaxe by a tiny amount. It doesn't really matter. Once we get through the armor, it's all over for the bulwark beast. It's got his little plate shield there. And then we can switch back to any weapon that actually does damage. Much better. Much better. We did manage to dodge the frozen beast again. We'll again be looking out for that when we're back on the frozen floors again. Anyways, this is a boss. His armor is his main mechanic. There you go. Dungeon complete. A level? Nope. That was a level. Just about. 4,200 XP. Level 51 Dungeoneering. There is Night Gazer Kirak on floor 26. Coming for you. Here's a puzzle with a sad ghost. Look at this ghost. He is sad. What's wrong, spirit? Ooh. A feeling of anguish washes over you and intensifies as you survey the spirit's ransacked tomb. Spirit looks at you, hopefully. What's going to fix everything? We got also a key here. That's something. We got a pot to repair over here. Some pillars. Here's a antique ring that's supposed to be in a jewelry box. Helping out. Fixing things up. These pillars need help. Unlock the coffin. And bless the remains. Bit of XP and a whole bunch of things. You good now? Not quite. What else are we missing? Got the jewelry box. Another pot to fix. Damage pillar. There it is. Oh yeah. And then the ghost does a little dance and we win. Amazing. Next up, we have to catch this ferret. But it's going to keep running around, going through portals and holes and things. So we need to catch it with some hunter. Use the axe that we should have in our inventory, chop some dry branches. Quite a few of them. I'll be placing them all over the place. Make some hunter traps. And making a trap is all you can do with these dry branches. They're just regular. And we don't even have the hunter level to do it. Okay. So, the idea is we lay the hunter trap here, or we lay the hunter traps next to the holes, then try to flush the ferret into the traps. And then eventually it gets trapped, comes out of random holes, runs out some more. Now it's over here. We can scare it other directions, and it goes in the trap, and then you catch it, then you take the trap, and then you win. But we don't have the hunter level, so it's just going to keep running around forever. We might be able to just grab it, in theory. Has to be a very specific location to do that, though. Because he's fast guy. Probably not. Probably not. I actually did get it. I waited behind this wall here. It spawned here, ran this way, and just grabbed it. Is that advisable? Actually using the traps is definitely easier to accomplish. That does allow us to continue into the dungeon further, so I'll take that. And ran straight into the next boss, Remernaut. He is a big guy with a big old mace. Runs at you, hits you with a mace. And also does a charge attack. Assuming he lives that long. Spins around. Get a whole actual stun here. Unfortunate. Reduces defense. Turns off prayer. He's a dangerous guy. Ow. Yeah, best to just get this done quickly here. Probably also try running away from. There's a knockback. There's a lot of stuff. This big old mace. Kill the hammer without getting charged or making him stun himself. Well, he just didn't because he didn't. And there's a Gorgonite Maul. Okay. That counts as a Gorgonite two-handed weapon. So we will unbind the spear. Bind them all. Brilliant. Now we have a level 80 melee weapon we can use if we want to. Nice. Dungeon's not actually done. We have another room over there, but still. Just about got that level there. Level 52 Dungeoneering. Amazing. A lot of the even levels don't have anything, since the odd levels unlock the floors. And this is the case this time too. Next puzzle. We need to make this fountain work by fixing pillars, mining stuff. It looks like it's a fountain of blood, but maybe it's not. You never know. Fixing stuff, mining stuff, squirting the liquid on our hands, burning them badly. That is concerning, that this is burning pain liquid that we're making into a fountain here. But there you go. Everything's great here now. Here's a big win for me. Killed a really high level range guy here. And he dropped Promethium arrows. And that's better than our Gorgonite arrows. It's only 31, but that should be enough. Totally worth it. We need to get rid of the Gorgonite and bind these. If we end up running out of arrows, we have the Gorgonite Maul, so that's fine. That is an upgrade from level 80 range damage to level 90. Very good. And then the immediate next room is the next puzzle. It is the Remoki group of guys. They're over here around a summoning obelisk. We need to get rid of all of them. They're stopping us from opening the way forwards. And also comes with additional guys just in the room too. So essentially, it's a fighting room with even more enemies. Ow. But the way is unlocked now. Made it all the way up to where we were the previous time. Floor 22. And now with higher level, we've unlocked more floors. Now go to 23 and beyond. Increasing the floor XP, increasing the prestige XP, getting just more XP. Next puzzle. We got some sleeping guards. Two ways to do this. Either walk around, stealing a key from them, or run through the glass, wake them all up, and kill them. Let's just see if this is even the right key. We grabbed a key. Unlock the door? No. They're not too strong. Can't reach the key from here. Walk all the way around. Alright. Have another key. Walk all the way around. We can run for the parts where there's no glass. They're not that aware of what's happening. Look at all this broken glass they have in their room, though. My goodness. Walk over here. And now that we have all the keys, we're just go there. You need some sleep. Yeah, too bad. I'm out of here. Level 53 Dungeoneering. The amount of XP per floor is ramping up as we get more higher level floors here. Speaking of higher level floors, 27 is now available, and the Nature Staff. So yeah, that's even more. This floor has a few things going on here. First up, a broken bridge, which we can just jump across. And that means if we can't actually make this, we actually can just keep using the bridge. Fix it up with some planks here. 5 planks. Okay. Grab some more planks. Lots of planks. Repair the bridge. Get a bit of construction XP. Which is also nice. And the guardian door here. Find some stuff. Find some stuff. This vine-covered door over here is 104 farming requirement, which is pretty wild. It's gonna stop us from doing the entire dungeon here, obviously. So Catagon. More importantly, we've got the Gorgonite right here. We'll go mine that. Keep opening any rooms we can here. Got a few more keys. See if we can make some tools out of this. Get it nice and upgraded. We only need like 2. And we got 3. Additional mining XP, I suppose. Yeah, we can't really get the Promethium equipment. We wouldn't be able to use it anyways. At least not the pickaxe. So, don't have the key for that. We have the key for this one. You go back over into the starting room and actually smith some stuff here. What else in here? Guardian door. 138 guard dog, my goodness. When there's one enemy in the room, it's usually going to be one quite powerful enemy. So, be aware of that. Also losing a ton of our arrows here. Those arrows that we don't have a lot of. But here is also the next new boss, Sagittaire. Fight him here a bit. Ow. This dog has a bunch of food for us. You betcha. I'll take it. Honestly, I need it. Very, very desperately here. That's the orange shield. We got the crimson shield. That's the door we can't open. Alright. And more Gorgonite. This would have been a dungeon floor where we really could have made our own Gorgonite two-handed weapon, but already got one as a drop, so that's nice. Let's see. Do we need a potion to make the tools here? We might. Smith. Yep. 82. Just need another low-level potion here. Make that. Make the tools. And then get over to the boss fight. A vial of water. Valerian that we farmed. Make a potion. And make the potion. Add the moss. Weak artisan potion. Boost the smithing. Make a Gorgonite hatchet. And we made 2 of them? Really? Did we? Yeah, we got the last Gorgonite right here. It's just so quick. So quick making things, unlike in the mining and smithing we work. Gorgonite pickaxe. And then we'll add those to. We have them. And now, boss fight. Fighting against Sagittaire. He's got Protect from range on. So we bust out the Maul. Bonk. Back off. Arrow Rain. Don't get stuck in the Arrow Rain, or he will do a whole bunch of damage. And somewhere over this way. So you bonk him. Back off. Arrow Rain. Then he teleports. He's gonna keep running. Mage works a little bit better here, just due to the fact that you can actually attack across the gaps here. Well, that's alright. More interesting getting some little bit of melee XP in places. We could also just use melee just to do damage, get some melee XP. Not a lot. It's up to odd locations. More of a pattern, mostly. I was in the middle. Bonk. And jumps again. And one more whack. And one more whack. And down he goes. And now we can just teleport back over to the gatestone we dropped here. Grab our mysterious notes for our book. We got some Zephyrium arrows that time, so that's not quite enough. Could get some more Promethium arrows from him, and it would be the whole 125, so that would be nice. Didn't finish the dungeon, so we just unlock the next floor, get 5,000 XP. Could be worse. Another broken bridge. Another kind of puzzle. Mine a bit of rock, crafted into a keystone that'll fit right into the damage part here. And then you got yourself a bridge. And a night spider, which we're not going to worry about. Here are some colorful ferrets and colorful pressure plates. Get the ferrets on the pressure plates by scaring them away. Some fashion. There you go. If they get stuck in a corner, you need to actually click scare them. Otherwise, they just kind of run in directions. That's mostly alright. You go there. We got another door we can't open over there, unfortunately. And almost done here. Another floor, another level. 7,000 XP for that one. Level 54. Dungeoneering. Well, that is nothing. And this is the last floor we can reach here with our current level. So hopefully get a good clear here and get a lot of XP. New boss on our last floor here. We can't go finish this room with the sad ghost because it takes 96 construction to fix that pot. So we're just heading in here, fighting Night Gazer. Correct. Turn on the lights, and then you can do damage. More lights, more damage. 2 is fine. And then eventually the lights turn off and you need to turn them back on. That's basically it. Pew pew. He's not too dangerous. There's like only like a few bosses that are actually still dangerous to deal with. I think there's multiple phases. Or there's the first phase and then all the lights turn on and then there's the second phase. Something something. There you go. More lore. And finish the floor. Next floor, not available. Only got 6,000 XP that time. Unfortunate. Ready to leave the dungeon. And now, we need to reset again. Have a 27 prestige bonus instead of 22. That's going to be even more XP. Reset. Yes. And now we could try a way of speeding it up even slightly more. We form the party, complexity 1 to start. We could rush through the lowest level floors even more quickly. Because in this version there's no puzzles or anything. You just go maximum speed. So to fight stuff. Again, it's low level floors. Shouldn't be too bad. We don't get the gate stone though, so it's slightly inconvenient. The floors in general are much smaller too, so in theory it could be quicker. Or while we're back down here at the frozen floors and getting like half the XP per floor. Or we could just do all complexity 6s, which is also an option. Door. Going through. Back to complexity 1. It really is just that simple. Thank you. Grab a key. And still home teleport back. In theory, shouldn't be too much back and forth. Depends how the dungeon spawns, I guess. But get all these additional low-level equipment. Kind of in a good spot now. And the boss is, for the first time ever, the gluttonous behemoth. That guy. Trick here is you need to stand between the dino carcass and him, or he eats it and heals back up. And then we just win. There you go. And lore. All that. Finish the floor. The XP is not great because of the bonuses and differences and modifiers. And then we just go to the next floor. And does it stay in complexity 1? Yes, it does. Well, think about this. It works a lot better to go through the floors, small, easy, fast complexity 1s, when you can actually go and do mediums for your highest level floors. Get more XP from that. Something to consider. Something to think about. What is actually the fastest way? Not as much XP from the frozen floors. That's okay. We're definitely blasting through these floors. 2 minutes, depending on what the boss is. Level 55 Dungeoneering. Well, that unlocks floor 28. Scroll of Efficiency? Maybe. Maybe not. Time for the Helltown Dungeon later. Alright. Found 2 more Prometheum arrows from a high-level ranger guy. Regular small floor, complexity 6 here. More like 5-6 minutes. So it takes a little longer, but it gives more XP. Look at this. 5,000 just for floor 12. It's pretty good. Is it really worth it to skip through the earliest floors? Maybe. Do whatever we want. 56 Dungeoneering. 5,000 XP from that floor, pretty good. Well, that is nothing. Oh, the suspicious grooves puzzle. You can investigate them to see if there's a trap here. Like, looks like a trap. And investigate some more. Definitely a trap. Or you can try to just go quickly. Take a ton of damage. And hope for the best. Get stabbed, heal some. Get stabbed again, heal some more. In theory, you can get across with only a few stabbings. But you could go through a lot of food. It is, in theory, quicker to just get through there. Different options, depending on what your food situation's looking like, I suppose. Let's try the ferret room again here. This time with the actual traps. Assuming we can place them here. We can. Just put them in the corners, hope for the best. That's not exactly where I wanted that, that's alright. We run around, try to chase the ferret into the traps here. By just kind of standing in a direction. It's going to lead it that direction. That's the idea, at least. Hey, ferret. Drop more trees. Run! Run right into the trap. Got it. Alright. Sometimes it works. There you go. It's got a crystal on its neck, and that's keeping the doors locked. There you go. Here's level 57. Wow. Well, that will be floor 29 once we get there. Here's a Fremennik camp. They're doing their best down in here too. Help them out by smithing some battle axes, fletching some bows, and cooking some fish. A lot of these with the multiple different requirements really is like a high chance of failure if it's not the actual correct path. Wonderful, that's the last of them. As promised, I'll unlock the door for you. He's just holding us in here until we help him. Wild stuff. Level 58. Dungeoneering. Even number. No unlocks. Here's another ghost. Having issues. Read the sarcophagus here. The inscription reads, "Here lies Leaf, posthumously honored with the discovery of cardamom. Then we harvest cardamom over here. Coriander, explosmary, parsley, cardamom, paprika, slaughtercress. Grab 4 of the correct one here. Get some herbal XP. Clean them all up. Sanctify them for some prayer XP. Add them to the burners here and burn them for fire making XP. Then we're pretty much good. Want some food and stuff? Yoink. Loot inventory. And open the sarcophagus. And the lock is unlocked. We're kind of getting towards having all of the puzzles done here. Some of them are only available in higher level areas. So that's something. Another bridge to open. Statue bridge. You need to repair the statue with a chunk of rock. You carve the statue. Let's put it in. Lump it onto the statue. Push the statue. And you got yourself a bridge. If you don't hurt yourself. There you go. Passable. Amazing. Well, that might help a little bit. 26 more Prometheum arrows. Bind those. Now we have 59. That's probably enough. We'll just keep on working towards the full stack. Haven't had any problems with just having 30, but maybe once we get like medium dungeons available, might run out. But 59 is pretty good. Here's an agility maze that we should actually be able to go through, since it's the only way forwards. Step over some grooves. Jump past a spinning blade. Here's a pendulum. And then just don't walk straight into these spinning blades. It should be good. Could go and unlock the door, but we're not going to be coming back this way, so we'll just continue on. Next level. We finished this dungeon. 6,000 XP for level 59 Dungeoneering. That is a new floor. 30. Abandoned 2 starts there. Check that out when we get there. Shadow Forger Clan. And another saga, once those are things. Also, we're at floor 27 here again, which means after this we're going to be going to new floors. Get even higher XP. Floor 28. Unlocked. Big 7,000 XP there. Now these numbers can keep going up. Floor 28. More of the same. This should be a lot of XP. Full 4x4 floor. Highest floor. Dungeon done. Unlocked floor 29. 8,000 XP. Not bad. And now, the next floor. A full, but not full floor. Well, that is unlocking floor 30. And 8,300 XP. Also get tokens, 10% of the XP, etc., etc. Here we are, floor 30. Floor 30. This is Abandoned 2. Where we can fight all the bosses that were in the original Abandoned. And also some more ones, as we keep unlocking more floors here. Neat. Pretty much the same idea as the first Abandoned, though. So, don't need to run through everything. More zombies and stuff, essentially. Did not have the Herbivore level to open that last door. Could even be 3 more in there, which would be unfortunate. So, slightly less XP here for our first floor 30. Still enough for a level. We need to reset again. Skip all that. Almost 8,000 XP. Level 60, Dungeoneering. My goodness. Well, that is the anti-poison totem, which can go in a pocket later. And also later, Split Dragon Tooth Necklace, Taverly Blue Dragons, some proficiency, dexterity, gold accumulator, and quick teleportation. There's a lot of scrolls later, too. More rewards as things continue. So now we leave, reset the progress to 30, and go again. I'm trying out the frozen floors on complexity 6. Still like 5,000 XP each floor. That's still pretty decent. And there it is, 61 Dungeoneering. We'll go out here. That's floor 31. 62 Dungeoneering. That's an even number, so probably nothing. Ring of Vigor. That exists? Not gonna get it anyways. This bridge puzzle is slightly different than the other one. So I'm gonna get the hooks and the bits and make the rope and make the grapple. Then you grapple the chasm. But now on this side, there's no winch or anything. So instead of winching over a bridge to cross, you just walk across the tightrope. Get some free agility XP. Nice. Level 63. Dungeoneering. Only got a few hundred extra XP more than we needed for the level there. But we got it. Well, 63 is floor 32. 64 Dungeoneering. Got a little bit more XP from that floor than I was expecting. Not complaining. And that is even level, so probably nothing. Yep. 65 Dungeoneering. Well, that is, as we can see here, floor 33. Balak the Pummeler. And later, rapid renewal is the thing? Yeah. Not gonna really get it. And later, the Varrock Moss Giant Dungeon. New boss. We've got Shadow Forger, Ukazin. That's an interesting guy. You need to hide behind the pillars when he blasts. And also maybe try to dodge some of these if you want to. Hide behind the pillars. It's fine. I'll just take a little time to use the blast attack. And or it's not. Oh, there it is. Starts to glow. And then it doesn't anymore. And then, when you win, falls off into a pit. Fun stuff. Anyways, we're back up here to the highest floor we were before. So that means we're unlocking new floors here. Unlock floor 31. Skip that. Almost 10,000 XP. You'll love to see it. And now it's going to be even more. Unfortunately, got stopped with a mining requirement. So I don't get all the rooms here for the first floor 31. Still unlock floor 32 though. And 8,000 XP. It's decent. A nice full floor 32 for a nice 10,000 XP. And floor 33 coming up next. Fully clearing 33. And new boss, Balak the Pummeler. He's got a thing with raising defense and pools and stuff. See if we can get him to do it. He's got some big weapons here. Look at this big guy. Rah! And then you can go stand him in the poison to lower his defense and stuff. Look at that. It's an achievement or something. Also takes off prayers and etc. The weird poison stuff. Kill most of the bosses fast enough that their mechanics don't really matter. Well, there you go. Let us finish the floor where we cannot access the next. Get 11,000, almost 12,000 XP. And we have to leave. But not before we get level 66 Dungeoneering. So yeah, back on floor 33 again. That unlocked nothing. So it's back to reset again. 67 Dungeoneering. That is floor 34. And later, a quest requirement and the Dragon Tooth Celestial Dragon Dungeon. It took a while, but here we finally are. First time finding the tile flipping puzzle. You have yellow and green. Make them all one color. Across the whole thing here. Or, you can also just force them. Do the puzzle, ignore the puzzle a little bit. It all works out. Doesn't even do a huge amount of damage, like some of the other things in here. Ta-da! It's all the same color. Wow. And just a little bit later, the other puzzle we haven't seen yet. The barrels room. Push some barrels around to first get into the room here. And then push some more barrels around to get into the room here. Get a key and a barrel part. Loot a chest if you want. You can only get one of them because the other barrel's in the way. Fix the barrel. And then fill the barrel. Move it to the water stream, which is on the wall here. Let it fill up. And then when it's full, put it on this pressure pad. Because of course, us just standing on the pressure pad wouldn't be enough. No, no, no. There's also a leaking mechanic, because why not? Barrel capacity. Amazing. You can also fail to pull the barrel, as all those success messages say there. Hopefully not too much, though. Yeah. Another puzzle. All the rest of the bosses and puzzles are later. We'll get to that pretty soon here. All things considered. Fill the barrel. Fill the barrel. That's full. It should stay full as we move it to the pressure plate, and we win. Takes a little bit, some of these puzzles. That's okay. 68. Dungeoneering. Ready for the next floor. Unlock. Probably nothing. Because it's an even level. Yep. Alright, we can get some other puzzles. This is the Strange Plant puzzle. We got a big strange plant, then smaller strange plants. Need to pick them when they are the same color. Or chop them, or what have you. And by doing that, we get closer and closer. And then we chop the biggest one. It's gonna be great. If you chop the wrong time, you get stabbed. But it's not ideal because we're kind of out of food right now. So, there's that. They changed at different speeds, so eventually they will all line up. So that's alright. Looks like not the main path here, due to the fact that we're getting so low volcanic speed. That's alright. But 93 farming to actually finish it. Alright. Just uproot the biggest, plantest part there. Okay. And here is level 69 Dungeoneering. I'm just gonna leave the dungeons here, because with that, we unlock floor 35. That is the last floor that currently exists. Dungeoneering comes out in batches, essentially. And if you wanted to get the rewards sooner, you'd have to be playing with nerfed experience, since the highest floor is 35. And you need 80 plus in order to get good stuff here. We shop the reward trader now. We've got 66,904 tokens. Not enough to buy like a chaotic or anything. We just want to kind of get more tokens later, after more updates and stuff. Yeah, fairly quickly there. blitzed right past rune crafting. No longer the lowest level here. But with that, we need to go and pick up our money so the people there stop taking all of it. Which is going to be awkward with no money to get there. Yeah. Alright. 2-3 days. Took 2 instances of 75,000, so minus 150k. The cost of dungeoneering, I suppose. We still have 4.6 mil though, so that's alright. We can use that. Buy some runes, make some stuff, get some things. Get this ring. Want to teleport back over there? Kind of don't, for the most part. We will be doing more dungeoneering later, but for now, that's enough. Especially since more things are going to happen making it even better. Eventually. Next time. Goodbye.